I
honestly feel like Ted can't single task, and you're asking him to triple.
No,
multitask.
you're right. He can't multitask, but he can quadruple task. Because right now he's doing TED tips. He's concentrating on a Mickey's Big Mouth.
Oh man, it was just possibly the most disgusting beer type event of all times.
And he's thinking about cornholing.
Well, that's what it's called.
I am cornholio.
You know, there's a professional cornhole tour on ESPN. I saw it.
I saw it
Everybody
too.
knows.
Yeah.
It's like 10 years now.
Yeah.
You're just.
But I saw it for the first time here, so I didn't know it
So
existed.
it's brand new to Ted. You know what just happened? A cornhole tournament to Ted. Yeah, that's the you know what? That's the beauty of it, though. I love ESPN 8 the Ocho. I saw wiffle ball once. Yeah,
Not aware
I
of that
told
stuff.
you I showed you guys what I was watching the other day. The Savannah Bananas.
yeah. Oh, they were on ESPN, regular ESPN.
That was on the Ocho. Yeah.
Sports Center.
Yeah.
No, they were on Sports Center. They're
Oh,
like
I know they
talking
show.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Savannah Bananas are very, very big now.
Man,
Yeah.
this game was in Georgia against their rival, the Party Animals.
Oh yeah.
The Party Animals actually beat them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did extra innings.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw.
That is, I mean, until you watch this live, Ted,
Yeah.
or I guess it was live, but until you see it in action, I don't know how often they have tie games, but at the end, when it's just a pitcher, one fielder, and a hitter,
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
and you have to hit it inside the park home run or hit it over the fence. If you hit it over the fence, the game's over.
Yeah.
For an out or for a
No,
home run?
if for a home run, if you hit a home run, if it goes out of the stadium, it's
I
over.
thought it was slow pitch softball for a
But
second.
otherwise, like this guy right-handed drilled just a line drive to opposite field.
That was our guy, Obrist.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was our guy that we hit on.
Oh,
Nice.
and then
the first baseman guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then the
basically.
guy from Party Animals has to just haul ass, track the ball down
You get
while
it.
he's rounding the bases.
Yeah. Did he score?
no,
No, he was out.
That
Yeah,
was
no,
out.
it's dude. I've
a
been
lot
watching
closer than I
highlights.
thought, though. To be honest
Yeah.
with you.
These guys are making. They're catching the ball when they're flipping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing all sorts. Doing the splits.
It's harder than regular baseball, like I told
Dude,
you.
I'm
when
telling
we
you.
interviewed those
And
guys.
Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence?
No, that's somebody else.
No, isn't that the baseball player?
You're
Yeah,
combining Mike Pence and Hunter Biden.
No, it's
No.
it's
Hunter Pence,
No,
the
it's
former-
no,
former-
Hunter Pence. He's an
They-
Astro.
they've-
Who's on the
they've
Astros?
had they've had 3 already this year. 3 professionals, former professionals on the teams that are playing. Because you remember how nervous they said they were when they were playing?
So
that they
that
were real
is that.
pros?
That's the Hunter Pence.
Yes,
that
that's
I
the
saw?
Hunter Pence with the stupid socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember how stupid he looked? Oh my God. I'd love to get him on and just I'd ask one question. What's with the stupid socks? That's it. That's all I want to know.
You're gonna ask somebody about stupid socks?
My socks aren't stupid.
Not your socks.
What's stupid about it? What's stupid about what I wear?
Nothing specifically, but sometimes you wear things that other people could say are stupid. Like that.
what?
That ankle bracelet you wear?
I wear that all the time when I golf.
Okay.
It looks awesome.
I bet
have
you
different
Mike Pence
colored
would like
ones.
to have you on his podcast and ask you about that.
Well, Mike Pence is a former.
Well, you know he has a podcast, so.
Oh, well, here you want to know another podcast?
So do we.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute.
What's your point?
What the hell's going on
What's
here?
your point?
I'll give you another podcast that has more listeners than ours and viewers because they do YouTube. They do it, they're doing
Everyone's
video.
doing that now, yeah.
We got to think about that at some point.
I want to do that.
Inside Jeopardy podcast. Yes, are you ready for this? And what they talk
I
about?
already fell asleep from
Yeah,
boredom.
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
That's already out.
No, listen. So they
You
talk
think,
about
you
strategies.
think words make him sleepy? Jeopardy. Fucking knock him out for a week.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could not even imagine. Oh, you know what? Last week's guest listens to that podcast all the time. Dr. Stevens loves that podcast. Says it's very exciting.
Him and the word exciting don't go in the same.
Oh, Teddy's drinking. This is going to get.
We've been watching the Jeopardy. What is it called? Tour of Champions or whatever it's called.
What? You watch Jeopardy?
Yeah. Me, my oldest, his girlfriend, and my wife have been watching that. It's all the champions. They're doing like a round robin.
Wait a
thing.
minute. You force your son and his girlfriend to watch Jeopardy with you
So
because
it's
he's
not normal
doing it-
Jeopardy. This is like 10 times harder than normal Jeopardy.
Like,
So
the-
it's even
the
more
questions. Are they throwing stuff? You know what why I would
The
watch
question.
Jeopardy?
So it's even more ridiculous that we're watching it.
If you got to answer the questions while people were like shooting paintballs at you or throwing stuff at you, that I would watch.
You were physically in danger.
Yeah, if you were physically in danger and you had to answer super hard questions,
Yeah.
then Inside Jeopardy podcast, I'm listening to that and I'm watching the show.
Yeah.
But just dorks standing
No,
there and
I mean,
answering
these
questions.
Guys, these people are amazing. They would. I mean, I'm telling you, there's 2 contestants on there. I bet you could shoot paintballs at them, ask them the questions, and they still get them right.
So that's a challenge. That sounds like a challenge to
Dude,
me.
they're incredible. It's ridiculous how.
Ted, I'm going to call the producers of Jeopardy and ask them for a new. Oh, there it is. A new Jeopardy coming this fall. If you like dorks answering questions and you like hurting people, this is perfect. Champagne Jeopardy.
Hosted by Will Ferrell, right?
Oh, man, that would be. That's right, Alex. That's what I did when I was banging your mother last night.
That's a really good Sean Connery imitation. It's like uncannily good.
Yeah, we can't do it. Norm's gone, though. Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson. Oh, he was a great. You know what? He was a great. He was supposed to be Burt Reynolds, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is awesome. But yeah, so Jeopardy, another one. Yeah, they dig deep into all the Jeopardy stuff, and fans are, and I guess they came up with something that nobody knew. I don't know if you knew this, but Jeopardy contestants have to pay their own way to and from the Jeopardy, the Jeopardy studios.
I'll have to ask Tom.
And
we have a friend that was on Jeopardy twice.
Yeah. Well, people are outraged.
A long time ago.
Fans are outraged. The Inside Jeopardy podcast came up with they didn't know that they were interviewing somebody and the guy said, I had to pay my own way. And they're like, what? Yeah. We're outraged. And then all the fans, but
they get paid. They get
thousands of fans that listen to this thing found out. Yeah, but if you don't win,
I
don't
think they get
shit.
something for showing up. No.
Yeah, I think you get like $1,000.
Oh.
But since COVID came out, it's tougher to travel and everything. So yeah. Oh, Mark, you want to here? Hold on. Should we do our first edit? Do our very first edit? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Is this producers of Jeopardy?
It's for me, Mark.
If you didn't say anything, nobody would. Yeah, it's for Ted.
It's for Ted. Is that wait? I don't even know who is that. Is that Susan Sarandon?
No,
I don't know what that picture
it's
is.
For Ted.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, because my ringtone doesn't go. Warning! It's the wife. Warning!
No,
it's the wife.
No, actually, you just
ever hear that?
You play the theme song from the Death Star. Dun dun
No,
dun.
my buddy Todd has one. It starts ringing and it goes. Warning! It's the wife.
That's when a submarine's about to sink. By the way,
I know it's stupid, but for some reason it was fucking hilarious when the first time I heard that.
No, it's stupid. You were right. You were right the first time. You shouldn't have laughed. It was stupid. Now he probably keeps it because somebody probably laughs about that.
Todd's cool.
Yeah. Well, we had to listen to we were golfing this weekend. We had to listen to Jimmy's. Oh man,
Was there a lot of rantings? and ravings?
No. He's got his like 3 or 4 jokes, and my favorite.
And he rotates between all three as if you're hearing it for the first time.
Well, whenever we're playing really slow, Jimmy says this. Okay, this is his joke.
This is his go-to move.
This is go-to joke. And he'll go to somebody behind us in the group behind us because there'll be a bunch of people be waiting, and he'll go, "Oh man, if I had one day to live, I would play this course." Because it's so slow, it seems like it's going to go on forever.
Sort of amusing.
See?
I guess you were telling a stranger that.
Right, and the stranger laughs.
He's got the good deadpan, He's kind of believable,
Right.
I can't tell when he's joking,
No, and then the stranger laughs, and then I do one of these. Oh, fuck, man, I wish I just took up tennis. Yeah, that's the right.
I think he's actually saying that wrong.
It's similar to that. I'm not giving.
Oh, not you.
If you had
funny.
one day to live, you would play that because then you would be the longest
Your
day
day
ever.
would never end.
Yeah, the day would never end.
I still like
he made it sound.
I still like the piss on your hands joke better.
The piss on your hands joke?
Yeah, so you go up to any older person who looks like they've been in World War II or Korea, and you just ask them whatever branch of service they were in, and whatever they say, you say the opposite. You say, "Sir, what branch of service were you in?" And he goes, "I was in the Navy." And you say, "Thank you for your service." "Well, I was in the Air Force." I said, "Well, you know what the difference between the Navy and the Air Force is? In the Navy, they teach you to wash your hands after you take a piss. In the Air Force, they teach you not to piss on your hands."
All right,
I
want to get.
So
Ted,
that's a Ted joke.
Here's
so
what I
that
want
is
to do,
one of
Matt.
my
I want to get a
favorites.
picture. I'm going to put this on the website. So Ted, take that Mickey's and just hold it up, like put it in front of your face.
Put it in front of your face.
Yeah, because I
don't like being on camera.
No, just put it in front of your face, like cover your face, like literally with the Mickey's big mouth. You nut.
I thought you meant like this.
Oh my God! I want to get a picture of you drinking the.
Mark, stop now.
Oh my God.
Just stop now. Put your phone down. No one gives a shit about this. And if you start giving Ted directions, he is going to get flustered. He's not going to understand, and he's going to start.
He covered
more.
his face with the pad of paper.
Hey, that's what he thought you meant, right? That's what he thought you meant.
Said cover your
Don't
face.
worry about it.
Now he's drinking the pad of paper. But that's not the Mickey's. I'm leaving those chimps up, dude. Forget it.
Listen,
I can't take them down off the website.
What if we just replaced one show with, instead of 3 of us, I just got 3 chimps down here.
Nobody.
I hit record and just let them chimp up.
It would just be noise. It would be noise,
and then afterwards we could put our voices to it, Ted.
Noise and flung poo for the next 2 hours.
No, and then I just want to see if like when I get on Instagram and TikTok and stuff, and I go to the website, people are just like, man, that was the best show ever. I mean, Ted, I've never heard Ted make more sense than that. Yeah,
what a good-looking chimp.
Yeah, and Matt was so much nicer to him. I mean, they really got along. The two of them, it almost sounded like they were humping. Yeah.
Sounds like they're grooming each other.
At one point, there was something going on.
All right, so let me ask you this: do you think you guys could be movie producers? Like, come up with movie ideas?
Is that what a producer? I didn't
No,
know
it's
exactly
no,
what they
that's
do.
not what I'm thinking. Like, could you create
Like a writer.
Could you pitch a movie to a movie studio? Do you think you could pitch a movie?
I mean, I'd have to
like, do you think you have ideas
I do
that
have
people
some,
would?
I do have some ideas, and some of those ideas are incendiary.
Incendiary.
That means a lot of people would get offended. So therefore, but yeah, I got some ideas that I think would be hysterical. But unfortunately, we live.
Yeah, Ted, your idea is super fun. Happy
a
Nazis
climate-
was a terrible idea.
No,
I don't care how many times you say it.
Unfortunately, we live in a climate. We live in a climate where we have to
Ted
be
had
very.
a whole thing, Nazi birthday party.
He had to
very-
rename it because originally it was Nazis are people too.
We need a very gentle, gentle introduction and a very non-threatening plot line that everybody can enjoy.
No, yeah. I think it has to be. I don't even think you have to come up with anything because I was
Lord of the Rings Part 8.
there is one.
That was-
Okay,
that's
so
what that was.
Sequels, that's the way to go.
yeah, so I was
Mission
kinda,
Impossible Part 11.
No, I was fucking around, just kind of looking at movies that were coming out, and I said, hey, you know what? What's coming out in like 2024 and 2025? I mean, this is the easiest thing. All of us could do this and make tons of money. You ready? Fall Guy. TV shows. Just turn old TV
Yeah.
shows
Oh,
into
remember that
movies.
show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Bionic Man. The Bionic
Fall Guy
Man.
was with Lee Majors
Yeah,
too, right?
Fall
He
Guy,
played
yeah,
the
that's right.
stuntman.
Yeah, he played
That's
a
right.
stuntman.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, they already had Hooper.
They're making a movie out of that?
yeah, making a movie out.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
Hooper with Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. So stuntman movie that makes sense. I mean, you could do a lot of stuff.
Evil
with stuntman.
Knievel. Yeah, I mean all those
Ooh.
old movies.
Ted, don't give that away. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they're doing that already.
Are they really? But you'd have to update it. I mean, nobody wants to see him do his old shit. I mean, you'd want to see like Evil Knievel instead of jumping over like some
I
little
think
snake
they're doing
canyon.
a
He'd have to jump
biop.
over the
I think they're
Grand
doing like
Canyon.
a biop or something.
I think they've done it all. He made a movie for
biopic.
God's sake. There was a movie. Wasn't there a movie Evil Knievel?
I think there was a movie back.
Yeah.
back
Oh, if
in
you
the
don't know
day.
who Evil Knievel is, he was a stuntman, and he was doing this like
Daredevil.
in the
No,
60s.
he was
yeah.
a Daredevil.
He wasn't
yeah.
like a stuntman for
Yeah.
movies. He was just
No,
a
I
stuntman.
think he did get to start doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
and then he
but-
became
a
sort of
Daredevil.
doing,
but then he
yeah.
was his own
But it was
little
like in the
roadshow.
70s, right? The 60s and
70s,
70s.
70s,
yeah.
he had that piece of shit bike that
Yeah, and it
got
was
up to like
super dangerous.
35 miles an hour, and he's trying to jump over 18 school buses, and
Yeah. I
I
mean, and
remember
he
when
would
fell
do it
off the
live.
bike and he'd roll
Yeah.
like 20 times, and
Yeah,
I
and
think
he would do all that stuff live.
Yeah, and I think he
and
broke.
there was no tape delay.
I think he
and
broke. I think he
yeah.
broke literally every bone in
Every
his
bone
body
in
at
his
some
body or
point.
something,
Every
yeah.
bone at some point. Yeah.
He would totally. People would tune in to watch him fuck himself up.
Yeah, people. You know what? People want to see a train wreck. People want to see a train
And you know
wreck.
what was great about that? It was before pay-per-view. So it was
Yeah,
on
that's
the
right.
network. It
Yeah.
was a
It was on-
special.
It was on. I think it was on ABC. Like,
Yeah, I think it
well,
was- I mean,
Wide World of Sports or
They
something.
gave him money for that.
When
or
you think about it,
something.
he was a man ahead of his time because nobody was doing that. Nobody had the
Nobody
the
was dumb
balls.
enough, or
Yeah, nobody was.
He
had
ain't
the
got no
to do
balls
that.
no more. Yeah, I think they fell off.
No,
in
but
one of his-
I think he lived to be pretty old. I mean, he was pretty elderly.
He
when
did
passed
everything on a
away.
motorcycle, right? All of his stuff was
On a motorcycle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't set the motorcycle on fire like Knight Rider or some shit like that. He just had, he had the cape on.
He did.
He had the
all
cape.
red, white, and blue, right?
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, it was a
Captain
white-
America.
He had
like
a
Captain
jumpsuit,
America.
had a
Yeah, it
jumpsuit.
was
Yeah,
a
it
white
was
jumpsuit
like Captain
with
America.
red and
Dude,
blue
I was
stripes.
I had all of his stuff, all of
I
his
had the
toys. and
toys,
his-
yeah. I had
his
his
Yeah,
little
he had
toys
like
and
the
shit.
silver hair. He was kind of a good-looking guy. Yeah, I mean, it was
His
impressive to
son
watch.
started doing it too.
It was impressive to watch.
So if he was evil Knievel, was his son awful Knievel? Terrible?
I don't know.
Yeah. Really evil. Yeah.
You know who I did
I
like,
jump
though?
shit and then I burn it all down. I
You know
I
who
jump
was,
a city,
who
burn it down.
was great was Super Dave Osborne.
Oh, come on, Super Dave was awesome.
Dude.
That was so much
Who was
fun.
that? I never-
He was like Evil Knievel, but as a joke thing
Yeah.
Oh.
that he did.
He actually came
And
out.
he-
He had his own show and a cartoon.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it was
Okay.
pretty funny.
He
So
got
he
really
would fuck
big,
everything
yeah.
up. So
What was his
so
real name? He
I
just
can't-
passed away.
Yeah,
a
he just
few years
passed away.
ago.
I never remember his real name, but the premise is he's a stuntman or daredevil,
Yeah.
and everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
And so he does the whole setup, and whatever he does,
Yeah.
he ends up just in wildly like near death,
Yeah.
like falling all
He was
over
always
on
on
fire.
Letterman and Carson and
Yeah.
those shows.
Yeah, he was actually on what's that? Curb Your
Yeah,
Enthusiasm.
he
for a
played
long
it.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
He played a character. on
But
that.
obviously, this is just all contrived. Where like
Yeah.
Evil Knievel's
So
doing
he
it
was,
in real life.
he was
yeah.
basically
Yeah.
a funny version of
Yeah.
Evil Knievel because
Yeah.
everything got fucked up.
Yeah,
Everything.
So it's like WWE wrestling versus MMA. You know,
Yeah.
they're beating each other up, but not really. But in MMA, they really are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, as it goes on, he'd have his guy. He goes, "Hey, have you set everything up? Everything is set up perfectly." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Not like last week." And he goes, "No." And it was an Asian guy. He goes, "No, not like last week. Perfect, perfect."
So basically, it was like the Pink Panther and Kato. So he was like
Yes.
he was
That's
like the
exactly
Pink Panther
what it
and
was.
Like
Yeah,
Kato. Remember
that's
Kato?
exactly-
Yeah, Kato attacked
It's like
him.
a
in
combination.
different
Yeah,
spots.
Ted, that's perfect. It's like that
Yeah.
versus. It's like that and a combination of Evil Knievel.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
but
that's pretty cool.
But listen, if we're gonna do movies, this is easy. Mark's right. Bad Boys 4. Everybody in the world
Sequels,
wants to
that's it.
see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
and never again. But they're going to make
Wait,
it.
that
It's
wasn't
coming
my
out.
idea.
Actually, the super villain in that movie could be Jada Pinkett Smith. She could be the bad guy.
She could just go around slapping all the. She could just slap them.
No.
Why,
You know what she
was
did?
Chris Rock in those movies?
He could.
No, you know what Jada?
How funny! Wait, how funny would that be if Chris Rock was the bad guy, and it was Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, and they were bad people instead of bad boys? And she just slapped his
No,
ass again.
Jada, I never saw what she did, but I guess she had this like one show for a while called Table Talk. So basically, she interviewed Will
Table
Smith.
Talk.
Yeah, whatever it was.
No,
Whatever she was
no.
doing.
We're not telling that story again. We heard that story about how she called him out. Now, I'm not listening to your double story.
No, how she
Yes, I
cheated
know.
on him,
I know.
and then she like interviewed him,
Episode
asked him,
42, minute
how you
12.
feel.
Yeah.
How does that
Okay.
make you feel?
Minute 15:20. Ted repeats story eighth time. Twister 2. Twister. It's called Twisters.
Andy
It's
Evans,
actually
a Twister.
It's actually not called
Twister.
Twister 2. It's called Twisters.
He's gonna
So I
add
guess in
titty
this
to it.
one,
Titty
Twizzlers?
There
Twizzlers?
wasn't.
That would be more
Actually, there was a Twister too.
no, was there?
I am almost
Oh,
positive.
then
there
this is okay. So this
You're
is
thinking of Dune.
Dune 2. Dune 2 is coming out.
Yeah,
There's
that is
another
coming out.
another alien movie. This is kind of scary to me. Beetlejuice 2. I mean, it's
I'd be curious to see that one. Yeah.
no, but it was already so funny. I mean, I feel like
How can you get his
How
head
can you make it
shrunken?
funnier?
yeah. I mean,
His head shrinks
You
at
can't
the
really
end.
mess with
But
that.
how do you make
Yeah.
it funnier? Because I mean, okay, you know how
You
how bad
can't.
Caddyshack 2 was compared to Caddyshack 1. How do you chase a good time? You know, how do you make how do you make?
6 or 7 times. It keeps it better every time you see it.
Now you just sound like Wolfman Jack actually.
Yeah, that was who were you trying? Were you trying to be Jackie Mason right there? That was
No,
terrible.
geez, that-
From wow, that was whoever you were being. That was awful. You should never
Sounded
do
like Wolfman
an
Jack.
impersonation again.
Remember Wolfman Jack?
Oh, we're not doing that because that's probably the only impersonation you can do with
Oh,
people, and nobody knows
I
it,
did
so
Forrest
you can do
Gump.
anything.
Good. I did Forrest Gump. I did Mickey Mouse.
No,
Who else?
Oh my God,
Al Pacino.
What I say? We're going to have a show where we just do. Everybody picks a character, and Ted can pick a character, but it'll just be Ted, no matter what he does. Yeah, because he can't.
Actually, I do have. We should come back next week and have like our own movie plot. We should like pitch, like we're pitching. We should pretend like we're pitching this to a.
Hey,
a
did
big
we ever
movie
do the
studio.
children's story thing?
We never
did.
did.
No, we did.
No.
We did. Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did.
Oh yeah, we did.
We did. So you say. So hold on, Teddy. I'm going to write this down.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to write this down. You wanted to come back next week, right when we do the show, and have our own idea for a movie plot. It can't be anything that's already been done.
No, it's
I
just
don't
gonna
want
be-
you to.
no,
I mean,
brand new.
I got an idea.
No.
There's a giant thing.
No.
And then he fights a giant gorilla, and he's a giant lizard,
Yeah.
and they fight. Yeah, I don't want any of that bullshit.
No, here's my story. Here it is. Okay,
He's on a
your,
Godzilla
your,
trip.
pet, your pet dies.
Oh my
You
God.
go to bury it in a pet cemetery, and then it comes back to life, but it's not the same pet. Oh shit, that's already been done. Okay, never mind. I'm kidding.
Oh my God, I want to punch you so.
They made a
bad.
sequel to that too.
Pets. Yeah, that was terrible though.
Yeah,
that
you-
wasn't.
you know-
Stephen King wasn't involved.
So,
in any
so
of that.
the funny thing was the first. I think it's the remake of Pet Cemetery. So, of course, the young couple with the small kid lived near this like super busy highway, and you knew it was just
Like
inevitable.
on the
yeah,
two-way.
and every time they'd show like the cars are going by, the trucks are going by, and of course you knew it was just 35 minutes in the movie. You knew the kid was going to wander away
I'm
onto
gonna
the
tell you
highway.
that movie. When I watched that movie, I don't know how young I was or what my age was. That scared the shit out of me. That movie.
I read that book as a scary.
'Cause-
ass
The
'cause-
book
'cause
was
the- 'cause the
actually I
kid
read
came
the
back,
book
yeah.
too, but the book was really short. Not like the movie. I didn't think they could make a movie out of that book.
Really?
Yeah.
It was pretty. That was some pretty scary shit, man.
The book
okay.
was scary, yeah. But
Um,
Cujo was one of my.
That's not Cujo.
That was
back
a
in
good
the day.
book.
The book
That's
was
a
good.
really
The movie
good-
was kind of
Yeah.
stupid.
The
Christine-
book is totally different
Yeah,
than the movie.
yeah, the
Christine's
book was
different
good.
than the movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
Christine's
like different
a great.
twists. Yeah.
Dude, if you haven't read Stephen King, get your ass to I don't know, library online.
Those are quick
whatever.
reads though. Those are good reads. Cujo,
Yeah.
Christine,
Christine is
Pet
great.
Cemetery.
I should read that again. I like that one. I should read that one again. Okay, you guys want to get into something? Or you want to get into Ted's tips and get the show started?
I'm just here.
Oh wow,
I'm-
man, we're already
Whoa,
moving
wow,
on.
wow,
I
wow, look
thought
at
I was
this.
going to do the intro, and I guess we're
no,
going
I'm
right to
saying
Ted's tips.
No, I'm saying we're going to do
skipping
the
my
intro.
song and everything. He just said, "You guys want to get to Ted tips?
Son of a bitch.
Let's do it."
Do you want to start the show up, or do you want to get into
I
something
thought
else?
this was the start of the show.
No.
He's always
Every time.
confused the shit out of
Every
him.
time, Ted. It's you know what? That's like a dad joke, and it's a terrible dad joke. Okay, I mean, it's just.
You know why he
really
doesn't
is
think the
terrible.
show started? Because you don't have the screen.
I'm
on.
just saying I'm talking about just
the
content.
screen is not.
Oh
up.
yeah, I didn't plug it in. What do you
It's
guys? What do you guys need to see? We
I don't
don't
wanna-
have a guest.
I still keep looking at
I'm
it.
still
though.
looking at the wrong screen. I'm going to look at the wrong. Be like,
Well, I'm going to move it over. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it so that it works a little bit better. Okay.
You should just put a camera on Ted and then put him so he's staring at
just,
himself.
just give me like a mirror where I'm like this. I'm
Could I
looking
just-
from the side.
Maybe I'll just get cameras for everybody. Yeah, I just get cameras for
No,
everybody.
give us the virtual goggles. We all have a pair of
How awesome! Oh man, don't for a second think that that's not. Oh man, I love that idea, Ted. You know what? If you say enough stupid shit, one or two of your ideas are going to work. man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, Mark, go ahead and intro us, baby.
All right. Welcome, everyone, and thanks for joining us as we talk good talk and TED Talk, because this is the real Three Idiots podcast.
I'm never letting you do this again.
My name is Mark, and with me are my two friends. One is sitting to my nautical north, and his name is drawing a blank. I fucked up. What's your name?
Kip McGillicuddy.
Kip McGillicuddy. What's going on, Matt?
Sammy Seaweed. That's right. I like alliteration. I want to be like a superhero, so everything has to be alliteration.
What was
right?
it? Stewie
Like
Seaweed?
Lois Lane, right?
Oh, that's a good
Clark
one.
Kent.
Yeah.
They're all, I mean, that's all the all the names are like that. I mean, everything is like that. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
And
man.
on the south side of the show is a guy who we refer to as the Sure Shot, Ted.
The sure shot.
Yeah, that's what.
Like he's gonna do a shot like at the bar.
No, like
Yeah,
you
sure
said,
shot.
he's Ted Sure Shot. Remember the 17th hole? His shot is sure to go in the water every time.
That is
That's a good
funny.
one.
That
That's a
is
good
funny.
one.
Got to press him on 17 because he can't get the ball over the
Sure
water.
Shot.
Welcome to the Lehrer Report. I'm Jim Lehrer. Thank you.
Ooh, that's a blast from the past.
Wait, who's doing the intro here?
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
over. I'm done.
Oh, good. Thank God.
All
That
right,
was.
we got a guest today.
We do.
Yeah.
What?
Holy
I'm just
shit.
making the shit up as I go.
Yeah. Oh man, I was gonna say I don't know. I don't. Well, guess
I
we
do
gotta
have something. So it's an election. It's almost this November will be 1 year until the 2024 presidential election in the United States of America.
Yes.
And we have a website, Vote for Ted.
FORE.
F-O-R-E, Ted.com. About a year ago, I came up with some campaign slogans. We've never talked about this.
Oh, we should. Okay, we should do it then.
So I have a bunch. You want to hear a couple? I'm going to run these by you before I put them out there because we're going to make bumper stickers and shit, right?
Okay.
All right.
If you've got some good ideas,
This
I
one's a
love
little bit too long, but I think it's good. So
it. Oh, that's what she said.
we hello. Jesus rose from the dead, then he left us. He'll return if you vote for Ted. Vote for Ted.
Wow, that's a big. That's a lot. That's a lot of promising.
Are you saying? Are you promising in a bumper sticker and a slogan that if people vote for Ted, Jesus will rise again?
He'll return. I didn't say he's going to rise again.
He'll return.
We
Jesus.
could have somebody, we could have somebody just say he's
in your
Jesus.
heart, in your hearts and minds. In your hearts and minds.
You know what? You know why I love that? You know why I love that? Because
It's so
if
unverifiable.
it doesn't happen,
It's so unverifiable.
or it does happen and we just didn't see him. Like,
Exactly.
like Jesus, they would just say Jesus returned. He looked around. Nobody saw him. Maybe he's in a desert somewhere.
Not
or on
enough
a
people
mountain.
voted for Ted.
Yeah, and then he left.
You didn't read the signs properly, so we couldn't stay.
Man,
Here we'll stay under religious
Yeah.
theme here. Hell can't freeze over without a good cause. A vote for Ted is a good start. Vote for Ted.
Wow,
wow,
a lot of condemnation, a lot of
dude, you've been putting up.
end of day stuff there. I
Here-
like
here's one. Here's one for the kids. Can you smell what the rock is a cooking? Ted can. Vote for Ted.
Holy shit!
That's a good
Dude,
one,
I'm
right?
telling you right now, these are genius.
It. Just
I got
appealed
one more.
to
I
most
got
of the
one,
demographics.
I got one more. Lost or confused? Join the club. Vote for Ted.
I honestly thought you would say lost and confused. So is Ted. Vote for him. Yeah,
So actually, I did see a real bumper sticker that said
those are awesome.
2024 for president. Any functioning adult. That was what we were going to vote for. Any functioning adult, I will vote for.
No. You know what the problem is? We have two basically just basic functioning adults. Let's shoot for one step higher. Like, one step higher than functioning. Like, hey, somebody who breathes and shits.
Yeah.
We got that.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go.
Not in their pants.
Not in their pants. No, I like that. I really like that, Teddy. All right. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say. So I was reading something about this. One of the veterans who returned from Afghanistan, who unfortunately he lost a leg and an arm. So he was during the disaster with withdrawal from Afghanistan, where we took the military out first before the civilians, and then everybody was pointing fingers at each other, like who's on first. So long story short, this guy, unfortunately, young guy, comes back, loses an arm and a leg. So he's at the hospital, the VA hospital, wherever he's at, and I guess the entourage that precedes the president comes to him and says, "Oh, the president wants to meet you and thank you for your service." And this guy, he's doped up on OxyContin. He's just lost his arm. He literally just lost it like a couple of days ago. He doesn't give a shit. He's
Right.
So
He's in a bad place.
so his right arm's missing, his left arm's in a full cast, and I guess like after several hours, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, and their entourage with a photographer comes in because obviously it's just a photo op opportunity. They don't give a shit about this guy, and
Of course not.
And instead of saying even something as basically like, hey, we're sorry it happened and thank you for your service, Joe Biden, per this guy, says all Biden starts talking about is his own kid who served in the military. never thanked him for shit, just basically went on about his own personal shit, and went to go shake his hand, and the guy, and he goes, yeah, I don't have a fucking arm. So he took his finger on his left hand and did that. That was in the cast.
Oh man! Did he say my one son can get you some good drugs
And then
make you feel better?
And then he just rambled on incoherently for a couple of minutes and left. So I'm just saying, if he fucks something that simple up, just expand that to other stuff.
I'm not defending Biden, but
Neither am I.
I'll promise you that there's a story for every fucking president that's had to do that 100 times during
Probably.
their.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a story like
Yeah.
some of them are true, some of them aren't, some
Sure.
of them are embellished.
Yeah.
I mean, some are bullshit.
But this is true. So
I believe it, but I mean,
But I was actually reading. So the overall, what I've alluded to before. So I just read this. So the average age of the U.S. population is about 39 years old.
Yes.
And our average age of our politicians is over 65. So going back to what I was saying before.
Wait.
that seems high. 39.
All of our politicians, the average age is 65?
No, I think it's up there. But I'm saying like just look at the president. He's 80. So I'm just saying if your average age of the population
that's
is
one fucking guy.
is
Well,
40.
if you do average, he's probably right.
Mitch
dude.
McConnell 81. Dianne Feinstein he's 86. You can't even get rid of her. She doesn't even know where the hell fuck she is. And they're protecting her.
I mean,
and they're basically
at
saying,
this point, God is trying to get rid of her. And he can't kill
she's
her.
completely incompetent. I mean, she's basically, I'm not saying she belongs in a hospice, but obviously she's completely incapable of handling her duties.
Well,
and instead of doing the right thing and resigning, she's just going to gut it out, and just, drag,
Well,
make
she
a
doesn't
fool
belong,
of herself,
She doesn't belong in She doesn't belong in hospice, but she sure shit doesn't belong
belong
in
in Senate, yeah. And
No, I
they
get
still describe her to this day as one of the most powerful, quote unquote, lawmakers in the country, which is pretty scary. Mitch McConnell, I don't know.
No,
If
she's got a super grip. She's like an arm wrestler. She was like a pro arm wrestler. Yeah, she could.
She's in those slapping competitions
she
now.
was a slap.
Whoa. That would be great. Geriatric slapping.
Oh my god, dude!
elbow.
What would break first?
See, right.
They would probably. Some of them would break their arms before they make contact.
just be like the
Wind
wind
it
up.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
they wind up, have
Somebody
a heart
hurt their
attack.
foot.
Yeah,
Like,
they just
what?
that's it.
Yeah.
He wins.
Yeah.
What happened?
What?
He
What?
died before he could even.
You know what I'm talking about. We're
Yeah.
getting old too.
Hey man,
Was it like the
Hold on,
movie
hold
Old
on.
School where he went through a
What's
yellow
the
wrestle?
strangest thing you got hurt doing?
No,
Like,
I
that
had to
makes no
listen to this
sense.
shit. I had to listen to this old shit all weekend. I'm golfing with guys. All the guys are a little bit older than me, and all weekend I had to hear about, I'm old and I can't do this and I don't have that.
And then you said, "Why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you here?"
I'm just
Why
like,
are you here?
I was like, shut the fuck up and just we're here to have golf and drink and have fun. I don't want to hear.
Were
you
they trying to ask?
whining.
Was that their roundabout way of asking for strokes or?
No, I can't play another 18. I'm old.
How many rounds of golf did you guys play?
Or
how many holes?
We played 4 days, and one day we played 36.
Jesus.
It's a not good amount of golf.
But
there.
you weren't
Yeah.
walking, so.
No, we were riding.
There was I
that's
was
cool.
at one of my accounts. They had this big golf outing. It was a fundraiser for the police department, and they sponsor it. So they were all getting back late in the afternoon when I got there from the golf outing. And this one kid I'm gonna throw it out there and say he's like 30.
Okay.
And he's like 6'1", 260 pounds. And he's
Holy shit.
not a big muscular guy.
So he's a fat ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he gets out. He's like limping. He's like, I had to carry these guys. He's like, oh man, I'm sore. He couldn't even walk. And he walks away. And the guy that he was golfing with is like,
carrying people around all day.
well, the
That's
guy
why
that
he
he was
sore.
walking with, the guy that he was in the cart with, is actually in really good shape. And I looked at him. I go, is he hurting because he was carrying you guys, or is he hurting because he had to golf 18 holes and he's like 90 pounds overweight? He's like, yeah, no. I'm like, you guys didn't walk, right? He's like, no. I'm like, and it was a scramble, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so
You're hitting even less shots. You're
He
hitting
swung
less
the
shots.
club like 3 times a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, if you're 90 pounds overweight and you're drinking 3 beers a hole, now let's do some math. 18 hole. Yeah, I mean, no, I see this all the time working at the golf course. These guys get off the course and they're stumbling all over the place. And then they all tell me this. Yeah, I was the guy that hit the 300-yard drives. Yeah, that's what they needed me for.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, did you say 300 feet or 300 yards? Yeah. All right, we got to hold on. We got to get to Teddy's tips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a sponsor.
Yes.
Today's show is sponsored by.
Yes. Are you ready?
You ready, Matt?
Okay, here we go. Are you like me? Do you hate it when you buy pants and one leg is always longer than the other? At Don's Pants and Vape Shop, we guarantee your new pants will have legs exactly the same length every time. No more rolling up one cuff, having to get the scissors out, or walking with a limp to cover up your uneven pants. At Don's Pants and Vape Shop, we make sure all of our pants are just what you ordered. Don't be fooled by other companies that advertised equal length pants. All of our pants are made only at the highest quality factories with the highest quality preteen laborers. Don's Pants and Vape Shop, the only place in the world for all of your pants and vape needs.
They just kicked them out of Edison Park. Now they're in Park Ridge.
Yeah, they move around. They specialize in a lot of different things. They got the vape, but there's a lot, a lot of different things that they're.
It was
they
the
have available.
vaping thing that got thrown out, not the pants.
I don't know, man. If I was going to open a shop, I honestly would open a vape shop. Everyone's doing it.
It seems that way.
You got every stupid kid in the world doing it.
Well, why would you do it if the market has to be oversaturated by now? Because everything's
No,
a vape shop.
No, Ted. They can't go more than 5 feet without vaping.
I
So
suppose.
yeah,
I
I'm opening it.
suppose.
It's a no-brainer. It's easy. Okay, Teddy, are you ready for your tip?
I got a song.
Oh shit! Sorry, Mark.
No, I don't have a song now.
No, shut up! Don't be a
done.
I hope you're. You know what? I hope your computer.
Is that under warranty?
Timed out. Yeah. Sorry, you didn't have a song last week, so I just assumed
You asked me just yesterday. You better have a song, and you use a derogatory word to describe me.
You sent me an emoji of an
I
eggplant,
never send emojis,
and an
so-
eggplant, and someone spitting on it or
we
something.
know.
I don't know what you
We know
sent.
that's
Yeah,
not
so I
true.
didn't. Yeah. All right, hit us, brother.
Sweatpants Teddy, always ready. Tips for the band. Sleepy-eyed, illegal smile. He's tipping a married man. Tedderina, you must have seen her. She's out in no man's land. And now he's tipping, always tipping, tiny tipping, pills in hand. But oh, how it feels so real, lying here with Matt so near, and only you, and you can't hear me. When Ted says softly, slowly, hold me closer, tipping Teddy.
Wow. It's a good one.
Count the questions on the podcast. Lay me down in sheets with answers. You had a busy day, no way. I had 2 more verses.
No, you did not.
I swear to God, dude. This song, first of all, this song has like 8 verses before it gets to the chorus.
So if you sang "Tip Me Now, Tiny Teddy," would everyone think that there's a reason you were calling him Tiny Teddy?
Is that like Tiny Tim? Remember Tiny Tim and his ukulele?
Oh, yeah.
Tip me now,
And he was like tiptoe through the tulips. You know, they buried him with that ukulele when they showed like famous
God.
famous celebrities getting buried. They buried him with that ukulele that he played.
Do they bury celebrities with their
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah, some of them.
So
not
when
all of them.
Gallagher dies, does he get buried
Gets
with
a
a
sledgehammer.
watermelon?
Gets a
No, with a
sledgehammer.
watermelon,
Whatever,
yeah.
Yeah, they smash up a watermelon and throw it in there. Hey, fuck that guy.
Now, that's a great story, that guy and his brother.
Gallagher?
Yeah, you ever heard that story?
No.
There's like a show about this, a documentary. His brother is like 2 years younger than him, and they look identical. He stole his whole show and called it Gallagher as well, like Gallagher 2.
Wait, his little brother stole
His whole
regular
act. So he was going around the country doing his thing, and his brothers going around doing the same exact thing, and people couldn't differentiate between the 2 of them.
That's how much they looked alike?
Yeah, and that show was identical. They
Wait,
talked alike.
Do you think the reason we don't have like 1 million listeners is there, Ted? Do you have a brother?
Wait, what's that? I'm going to say this wrong. Doppelganger?
Doppelganger.
Doppelganger, yeah. So there's 3 guys that not named. It's like Mike, Maurice, and a Tom
why
or
does
something. You know,
Matt get to be Maurice?
All right, You can be
Maurice
Maurice.
Maurice Pinkay. That's the fake name I use. Maurice Pinkay.
And there's 3 guys, and they're just like a little better than us at what we do. You know,
El
so they're just
Real.
they're just
El Real.
a little funnier.
El Real.
Not much,
idiots.
not much funnier. Just a little funnier.
Just a little.
Just a little funny.
Ted, it wouldn't take much. Just think about that. I'm a little funnier than the 3 Idiots. So you're not really funny.
Exactly,
You're not really funny. Yeah,
It's
let's be
a
honest.
race to the bottom.
I like that.
Okay, speaking of a race to the bottom, Teddy is racing to the bottom of a 40-ounce Mickey's?
40-ounce of Mickey's.
It was 40 ounces.
Yeah, it was 40 ounces. Yeah, so Pete, if you're listening, Ted is drinking.
You just slush me into not drinking again.
Okay,
$2.49 for a Mickey's 40.
a
That's a
40-ounce
great
beer.
deal.
God
$2.49,
damn.
dude.
You wonder why people drink 40s?
Or you could pay $11 for a Bud Light at Wrigley Field. Right? Is it $12
At
now?
least.
For
Yeah, I
16
bet
ounce,
you-
12
I
ounce?
bet you it's close to 12. Yeah.
yeah, so somebody told me they went
I can't wait to see what the Bears
they
prices
went
are.
somewhere and they got a mixed drink at some sporting event or something. It was $25. And I was like, holy shit. That's crazy. Okay, are you ready for your tip?
Yes.
Okay. Ted, This is the tip. Ready? Ted's tip. Ted, Carly, 33 from Birmingham, Alabama.
Hey, Carly.
And thanks to you, and thanks to you, an amateur poisonologist, my friends and I need your help. My best friend has a new boyfriend who is quite possibly the biggest jerk we have ever met. We've had enough and need to tell her that this is the wrong guy for her. Not saying anything isn't an option. How can we bring this up with her so she doesn't get upset and listens to what we say? Help us, Ted.
Well, first of all, shout out to Birmingham, Alabama, which is known for their shrimp and grits and has a really nice Top Golf facility. So, and pretty good weather, and they're not in Hurricane Alley. So, kudos to them for that.
Wait, whoa! Did you look that up or something? How do you know that? You were in Alabama?
Birmingham, love Alabama. So,
wait, you were in Birmingham, Alabama?
I was in Birmingham a while back. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a story for another time. But yeah, I was
You
actually
were in
Birmingham.
Greenbow.
So you're going to tell us? Yeah.
I'm not Forrest Gump.
Oh God! So wait, will you tell us that story, or can you tell us a story about it? Not now.
Yeah.
But I'm got a pen out. I'm going to do a better job of this. Like I have so many good ideas.
Yeah.
And I just don't write them down, so I'm writing it down. So next week, not only we do movie plots, we'll each do one.
Okay.
You're going to tell us your Birmingham, Alabama
I will.
story.
Sure. No problem. But now getting back to the tip now to help Carly. So Carly's BFF, who I'm assuming is female, is going with found a new man who is, per her definition, a jerk. Obviously the definition of a jerk is obviously a loose term because we don't know, because what's a jerk to somebody might not be a jerk to somebody else. So we don't really know what the term jerk means, but let's assume he's not a good guy.
No, he was more than a jerk.
Well,
okay.
Possibly the biggest jerk, but we could assume that.
Yeah.
We could assume that.
Don't make assumptions. Okay, so I have three tips in one for this. So 3-in-1 tip. So tip number 1 of 3 is you're going to have an intervention with your BFF. Obviously, you and your other close friends to your BFF. You're going to scream in her face. You're going to slut shame her into breaking up with him.
Wow,
that's the direct approach. Now, chances are that might not work, and it might actually create more of a barrier between her and her friends because then it's like when you tell someone they can't do something, they want to do it even more. Like a little kid. Don't do that. It's like don't open that when I'm gone. They're going to open it.
People say that don't open that when you're gone. If you screamed, if her friends all just started screaming at her at the top of their lungs,
not in the top of their lungs.
That might be the thing. Like
maybe she needs a wake up call.
Like we're so
tough,
animate about this that
tough
we have
love.
To scream
a little,
at the top of
tough love. Yeah.
So, you say hitting her too?
No.
Okay. I'm writing this down.
Yeah. Well,
Carly, hit your friend.
Well, I mean, say if you did, just make sure you use phone book and oranges so you don't leave any bruises. Just in case.
Oh yeah, you got to go. You got to hold.
I forgot he was an expert in that too.
Blanket party. You do a blanket party. I'm not saying give your friend a blanket party, but but all options are on the table. So okay. Anyway, so this part 2 of the tip is if the first part doesn't work or you elect not to use the first part, you can hire a private investigator to perform limited surveillance and social media mining search for this guy in order to dig up some dirt on him and basically kind of run a smear campaign against him to see, for example, is he talking to other women online on Facebook or whatever social media outlets are out there and present that as hard evidence to your friend that, hey, this is not a good guy. Look what he's doing. And you have the screenshots and everything. And what's an investigator cost you? A couple of $100?
That is so cogent, Ted. I'm overwhelmed at what a great idea that is. Okay, keep going.
All right, okay. And the third part of the tip is set them up. Like goes back to tip number 2. Maybe have one of your girlfriends or that he doesn't know or maybe doesn't know too well. Maybe kind of hit on him or try to seduce him just to see what his reaction is. And of course, someone's nearby
that's not fair. He's a guy.
Well, you know what? You know what? Life's not fair.
I mean, at least make the friend unattractive so he's got an option to say no. But if you send one of your if you send like a 9 or a 10,
send the heavy hitter. Yeah, I'm not saying don't send the heavy hitter.
Yeah, you send a super hot
don't
chick
send the heavy hitter,
to do it. I mean, they're just dating. Maybe he's gonna do this. You know what? I had no idea I was this good. Yeah, I'm in.
Anyway, well, Carly, you can use your best judgment who you're gonna send to kind of on this little fact finding expedition. But yeah, so maybe have him not seduce him in terms of just to see what he gauge his reaction.
No, actually sleep with him. I like the idea. I like that concept.
Or you could do that. I'm just saying, don't have his baby. Don't get crazy now. And don't catch an STD. So.
Mark, he's not condoning having children.
Look, here's what you do. Worst case scenario, he gets a hand job in the parking lot and you report back. You report your findings. Okay, with a latex glove. Okay, so
suit up.
So no one gets hurt. Yeah. So
suit up.
Well, what? No, hold on a second. What if you send a friend, and then he does, and he turns out to be like the best lay she's ever had, and she just takes him and steals him from this other chick.
But they're all still friends.
They're all still
so
friends.
They didn't get rid of him. He's still in the circle.
Yeah, I found out he was a jerk. best jerk I ever had. Okay.
All is possible. So, but that's based on the limited information I have. Those are my 3 tips. I think number 2 is probably the best option. You might want to. You could obviously just. What's a private investigator cost? Like $500. You do a social media mining search to see what his activity is on the various social media platforms, and maybe just do, if you're really motivated, some limited surveillance to see what this guy does on a daily basis. If he's like, going to like the dirty bookstore at like 2 p.m. or buying a fifth of Jack Daniels at 10 in the morning.
Is that a bad thing? Going to a dirty bookstore?
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
So Mark,
what's wrong with early? What if he's going? What if he goes to what's her name store early to bed?
That's not bad.
Okay, no, I mean maybe he's getting something. Yeah, maybe he's
getting something for her.
Now, on the other hand, the flip side is what if he's volunteering at like a senior center or helping the elderly, and he turns out to be like a really great guy. So I guess it works both ways. So you got to report that too. So
you know what the funny thing is? They think he's a jerk. I mean, they all kind of agree that he's a total jerk. So I'm always amazed at women that like go out with guys that are just terrible.
Yeah,
and then you wonder why they're doing that.
Yeah. Or, like I said, what if he's taking care of his like sick elderly mother, or it could be anything.
But that doesn't make you a jerk.
No, it doesn't make.
That makes you a really great guy.
Yeah, it does. But I'm saying, so he might be a really great guy who doesn't have good social skills. So just because your friend perceives him as a jerk doesn't actually mean he is a jerk. So you could actually find out the opposite of what you're looking for, and
Mr.
in that way,
misunderstood.
Yeah.
No, what
I
if?
mean, I don't have time to go into
What
all
if
these
this
details.
girl's friends? And no offense to you, Carly, but what if you and all your friends are jerks?
Yeah. He's the good guy.
What if you and all your friends are jerks?
What if she's
a nice guy?
What if she's like part of the Mean Girl Club or something, where
Yeah.
every guy's a jerk? Because you know what it is? This guy's now encroaching on your friendship, taking your friend away. So
Right.
you just want to do so it's possible that she wants to do a character assassination and say he's a bad guy when he's really not. And honestly, I don't know, but let's assume the tip is accurate and he really is a jerk. Those are my 3 suggestions.
Okay.
Now you might find out otherwise. Maybe you find out he works with elderly people with dementia on his spare time, and he's a really good guy. But
and Ted, vice versa, he could be in Al Qaeda. Let's be 100% honest.
Or maybe he's hanging out in the movie theater with Pee Wee Herman jerking off. I don't know. That could be possible too. So.
Oh, Pee Wee Herman.
Rest in peace.
Rest
in peace. Demonizing Pee Wee.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I'm not demonizing for that. I thought the whole thing was pretty silly actually, because they made, obviously it's like national news because he's like a child. He's like a star to children, and he's obviously doing that.
Deal,
yeah, but he's obviously a grown man who's paid for ticket in the movie theater. Now, obviously, with the kind of money he has, why couldn't he set up a home theater in his own house and get the same experience in the privacy versus a public movie theater? I don't know.
No, this is what
I was consulting him.
This is what I was saying.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Pee Wee Herman had a kid show, and he got caught masturbating in a porn theater. In a porn theater,
yeah.
And here's what I would say: if you go into a porn theater, if I walk into a porn theater and I take a look at everybody, they should all be masturbating.
And if you're not masturbating, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you, man.
If you're in a
weird.
if you're in a straight porn theater, okay, and they don't have those
I don't
anymore.
think that's a thing.
Yeah. What? Are you kidding me?
Everybody in there's masturbating?
Yes, I think. Why wouldn't you?
There's a lot of dialogue and storyline, and some of those are parodies. You get into that. No?
Yeah, like the Star Trek one. Yeah.
I don't know.
There was a great Star Trek.
Have you ever seen Cliffbanger?
Shaving Ryan's privates? Yeah, no. I would just assume that if you're in a porn theater in the 80s, it was the
Forrest
80s,
Hump.
right?
Yeah.
80s and 90s?
Yeah.
That's probably when they were done. Everybody in there, if you walked in, I would call out the guy or the girl who wasn't masturbating in the porn theater.
Oh, you know what? Actually,
why are they all wearing raincoats? It's sunny out.
Easier
you
to
know what was actually a good movie?
Easier
that
to clean up.
We talk about all the movies are the same. They have the same plot and they have predictable endings. You know what was actually a good movie? Remember Boogie Nights with Mark Wahlberg? And actually Burt Reynolds was in that. He was like the porn producer.
Yeah.
And I think one
John
of them.
C. Reilly.
Yeah,
he's in everything.
Yeah, but I mean that was actually a good movie. That was like a little bit different at the time.
No,
but
that was a really
it was
good
like so.
movie.
It was the rise of
fantastic
there was the rise of him as like a porn star. And at the very actually, it's only fitting like at the very end they actually show like his member. How
They
long?
do?
Yeah,
they
it's like
do,
the last scene of the movie. They show him, and of course, it's like 12 inches, like flaccid.
prosthetic.
It's like 12 inches flaccid. That's not his real penis, of course, because it's probably his thigh. It would be my thigh.
We're
So
not
wing
doing.
or thigh?
We are absolutely not doing this.
Matt, the good news, size doesn't
No.
matter.
Yes.
Okay, all the women who told you that size doesn't matter. They're partial.
I told the story on the show that I saw that in the theater twice. The first time I had
Because
to
the first
leave.
time you couldn't believe how big his dick was.
No.
At the end.
No, didn't I? I got to repeat the story.
Do you
I
want
took
to
a girl.
hug? Do you want to hug?
No, Ted.
I took a girl.
No, Ted. No, Ted. No, Ted. We heard the story.
Okay, what's the story then?
Yeah, you took a girl, and then she was offended, and then you had to come back to. Yeah, we all heard the story. Yeah,
I don't
Just
remember,
making
I don't remember
sure.
the story.
Well, because Ted
It's
said,
'cause
"Have
you
you ever
don't
seen
remember-
Boogie Nights?"
Ted,
And I'm like, "I
It's
told
like I'm
you I
hearing it for the
have."
first time.
Ted, you don't remember what you say. How could you remember what somebody else says?
Exactly. So let the man
Yeah,
speak.
No. All right, let's.
See, I love it, dude.
Yeah, let's.
Ted's all for repeating ourselves on the show.
No, I hate that. No. Okay, let's do a little Florida. 'Cause I can't get away from Florida. It's the no.
The singer, the performer,
That's
Florida.
Florida. He's actually from
No,
Florida. He's
Flo
actually,
Rida.
he's actually from Panama
I
City,
love that.
Florida.
Yeah.
He's actually from Panama City, Florida. So you're
that
partially
is
right.
what a shithole. The only bigger shithole in Panama City is Florida City, Florida.
There's such a
You
place.
are, Florida City, Florida. You ready for this? The crime is so bad.
There's really a Florida City, Florida.
There is a Florida City,
there's
Florida.
I didn't know that.
The
It's
crime,
bad, yeah.
the crime is so
Panhandle,
bad.
I assume, up there.
I don't know. I don't know where it is, but it's so bad there that if you go an entire week without being a victim of a violent crime, you are in the 5%.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's how bad violent crime. It's one of the shittiest cities in the entire country.
I could tell you about
That's
the.
too
I could
bad.
tell you the five
like
or six.
Mogadishu.
I could tell you the 5 or 6 worst cities right now off the top of my head: Newark, New Jersey; Binghamton, New York; Detroit, Michigan; Baltimore, Maryland; and
Florida City, Florida.
Florida City, Florida; Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana's not bad, dude.
Okay.
I'm from Gary.
All right.
Mm,
Is your middle name Gary?
And you tried to tell a story twice. Yeah,
I'm
bad.
Okay,
but can we
Gary.
can we
I'm
move
from
on?
Chicago.
Yeah,
Sure.
can we move on here? Okay, so
There's
in,
good people
in
there.
Florida. This is kind of funny story. Okay, just by dumb luck, the cops are investigating something, and it, nothing to do with what they're doing. And they happen to they come across something. And they find this lake, and they're like, "Oh, we think there's something. Somebody dumped something in this lake." So they send a diver in the lake, and the diver comes back, and he says there are over 30 cars
Wow,
dumped into that lake.
that's crazy.
30
On a whim, they
over.
did this.
On a whim. It had nothing to do. It was a completely different investigation.
Joe, go check that out, will you?
Yeah.
Put the gear on. Get down there for
Yeah.
us. Huh? Probably find nothing. They're all kicking back, right? He
Right.
comes up and like,
Yeah, 30. There's
can you
over
imagine
30
his face?
cars.
It's a boneyard down
Okay.
there.
So
junkyard.
It's a mafia dumping ground.
Right, exactly. So the chief of police comes on, right? He does a little press conference. I don't know, whatever.
Oh, the chief was dumping the cars down there.
No, he says
Is this a real true
no,
crime?
This is real. He says that when you find a place with so many vehicles that have been dumped, it most likely means that they were involved in criminal activity.
Yeah, it's probably like either insurance fraud or like it's a car that used it for a robbery or a bank robbery where
Right.
they dump the car. Yeah, so I'm not gonna assume there's not 32 bodies in each car. It's probably just the
Or you
car
didn't
that
say
was
anything about
dumped.
bodies.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
so it's just the
It's
car.
the Keystone Cops.
Yeah.
We can assume that something's wrong here.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what? Same with
Not
like,
normal.
We just found 72 arms.
Yeah.
We think something bad
Could it be
happened here.
could it be a unique coral reaf?
I know.
global-
I think Lake
No,
Tahoe.
hold on, Mark. It could be Florida. They're not that bright in Florida. You know what? Upon further review, you know what? That was just coral. Yeah, all just coral.
I think Lake Tahoe in Reno, Nevada. I think that was a dumping ground for the mafia back in especially the 60s and 70s, where they would put a lot of their quote unquote victims. So I'm sure if you dredged Lake Tahoe, you'd find a lot of interesting
Wow,
things,
it's
or
almost down, so-
Lake Mead. You know when
It's
they
gone.
lose. Yeah.
Well, I just thought it was kind of funny because I'm thinking right now there's a whole bunch of guys that are super pissed because they have to find a new place to dump cars and find a new lake, right? They're just like, damn it, this was the perfect
a good-
lake.
it was a good lake.
Yeah, I've
What
dropped
was
like,
the name of it? Like
I-
Mafia?
I don't remember the name of the lake, but I was
like Hoffa,
Like
Hoffa.
Scarface.
like Jimmy Hoffa. Yeah. So-
Lake Hoffa. Dude, if that was called Lake Hoffa, I swear to God, that might be the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
No, because the running joke with Jimmy Hoffa is like, he's like, where's Waldo? Because I mean, they've never found him. So someone said he's buried on the 50-yard line of in the New Jersey
Under
or
Giant
the
Stadium,
Stadium, or he's buried under, or they crushed him in a car in Detroit, or he's buried in concrete somewhere. But obviously his remains were never located. But the movie, The Irishman with Robert De Niro, who by the way is an Irish, but he's like the Forrest Gump of mafia. So every major hit that the mafia ever did, he seemed to be involved.
He was
in
like,
some way.
yeah.
Obviously, we have to assume he's grossly exaggerating some of the details of that because it's based.
It was
on
not a
true
bad
story.
movie, but it was very long.
It was long, yeah.
What's that?
The Irishman.
The Irishman.
Never
It
saw
was,
it.
it was that Martin
It was
Scorsese.
4 hours.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. They're showing
That is
I'm
2.5
telling you,
hours
they're,
longer.
they're
than I
showing
wanna watch
Robert De
anything.
Niro when he's supposed to be like 25, but he's still like like looks like he's 16. Because
well,
I mean, they
Joe
can only,
Pesci too.
yeah, because they
Joe
can
Pesci's
they can
in
only
it,
do
yeah.
so much like makeup with those guys. You
No,
know?
they did the CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but I'm saying like you can't just get like a younger actor who's actually Irish to
Where
play.
you gonna find a 4'9" guy to be Joe Pesci?
Why does that have to be 4'9"? Why can't you get a guy who's like 5'2"? Or
I think he's 4'9".
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's really small.
So is Danny DeVito. I think Danny DeVito's like shorter
Four-
than him.
He's
okay.
shorter.
So
man.
when we do our movie plots, we
No.
have to tell.
I think Joe
how
Pesci's got to
long-
be. He's got to be taller than 4'11".
I think he's super short. Might
yeah,
be 5'1",
5'3". Let's say
No.
he's 5'3".
no. I think
Tom Cruise can dunk over Joe Pesci.
Tom Cruise is like what 5'6", 5'7"?
No, he's like
Marky
5'4"
Mark
or
can
5'5".
dunk over all of them.
What?
Marky Mark.
Is he a good basketball player?
No, I
That's
think-
some-
He's
well,
good. He
I
plays
guess
golf
he
a lot.
is,
I guess he plays golf with Phil Mickelson a lot. He gets private. Of course, he gets private lessons.
He's good at everything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Phil takes all his money too. They probably gamble constantly.
Yeah, Phil. He's obviously a degenerate gambler. That guy with the stories I've heard over the years. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That, for
You know,
sure.
Charles Barkley doesn't gamble anymore.
Doesn't gamble any less.
No, he said that he quit gambling. Like,
Oh, I quit. Oh, Ted, I quit drinking. Just so you know.
I quit sniffing glue. So yeah,
There you
we're
go.
even. Cool.
oh, I know what he said before he said that. I bet you nobody will get this. I bet you nobody will believe this.
Oh my God.
No, but he did. He said he quit gambling a long
I don't
time
believe
ago.
it. I don't believe it. All right, you guys want to get into something?
At least
I
that's-
got to get into something real here.
Okay.
Okay. You guys have seen all this stuff about Northwestern, right?
Yeah, the football team.
Northwestern University,
Northwestern
in
University.
Evanston, Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah.
I had to slap you for saying
Right.
something like that. Okay, so they're coming out with all these different stories, right? And even if none of it is true, or some of it is true, or
Wait,
a
when
little
you say
bit of it,
they, these are the student athletes.
student athletes are coming out
and
with
then
these different stories.
People are reporting on what they're saying, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they had a guy. They had a lineman. I think he was from Mexico or Mexican descent.
I saw him. Yeah.
Yeah, Ruiz, I think was his
Yeah.
last name. That's what he said. And this was the weird thing. They said that all during this time, he said that the coaches were like saying really nasty shit to him and really racist shit to him.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Which
this,
is weird. How does that make you play football better?
that's Ted. That is
That's what
exactly
Jackie said. That's what Jackie's point was, and I couldn't agree with her
I
anymore.
don't even know anything about football. I'm
How
just
are
like,
these? How is this benefiting the team?
I'm a football coach, and okay, how is this going to help this guy play football better?
That's so. So your
I mean, like
job.
you Mike Ditka?
Yeah, as a college, even as a pro coach, college or pro, even high school coach, right? Your job is reliant on these guys playing well.
Yeah.
How is the motivation of being super racist or super homophobic or whatever you're doing, super shitty to these guys, helping them play better? Because here's what I can't imagine. I kind of equated this. I can't imagine that the athletic directors don't shit all over all the coaches like you're the worst, and then start like, where did that come from? Where did the concept of being shitty to people thinking that they would be better people?
Well, you know, let's ask Urban Meyer.
Yeah, what did he do with the kicker? Didn't he call the kicker like a pussy or say you're
He
the
called
worst
him
kicker?
something, and then he kicked the kicker.
Yeah, he
Like,
kicked.
yeah,
Yeah,
he kicked the
he's a
kicker.
professional football coach. when he was coaching with the Jags.
Yeah.
He kicked. He said something shitty to this kicker, his professional adult man.
Are you wearing his
And then he
jersey right now?
kicked it.
You're
And he-
wearing his shirt.
And he basically said,
No, I'm wearing Blake
no,
Bortles
he,
right now.
he basically said, why don't you make some freaking field goals for
Yeah.
us? That's what he said.
Yeah, where in the world does anybody think that helps? Like, does the owner go up to the coaches and just shitbag everybody? Is that
the
why?
owners don't.
Well, look at the
care.
Jaguars. I mean, so after they fired Urban Meyer into that season,
got better.
They hired Doug Peterson from the Philadelphia Eagles, and yeah, they made the playoffs the next year because we were there. We were watching that game. Yeah, so they
Doug
there's a
Peterson?
big Doug Peterson
Yeah,
from the
he's the
Philly.
coach.
Bears.
Bears.
No, he's the one. He actually led the Eagles to the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, right? With
Yeah,
Nick Foles.
yeah.
When
But
the other guy
I'm
went
trying
down,
to
yeah.
figure out. I'm trying to figure out how, like if this is this bad in the pros and in college, how bad is it in high school? What are high school athletes going
I
through?
mean, when I went to high school, it was fucking bad, dude. I actually didn't play football because of that. And I know a bunch of the guys that are on the football team. I just didn't want. Listen, I knew them personally, and they're still my friends to this day. And I was a good football player, like a real good football player. And when freshman year, I just left the team because I didn't want to. I didn't want no part of that. I didn't want to do. They would always pick on the guys that weren't good or the guys that were targets.
yeah,
And it was some fucking crazy shit. And it was in high school in the 80s. It was bad.
And you could
all
do
those
anything.
guys all those guys that made it to the next level, I'm sure just took that shit that they learned in high school and brought it to the college level. And the coaches the same thing. They learn that shit from the bottom up. And that was or from the top up when you're younger and they bring it through the ranks. I wanted no part of that, man. None. I felt bad. I felt bad. I mean, I
Well, it seems counterintuitive. I mean, you just want to, have the football drills. I get it. Okay, you fumble the ball, like the movie. What's the movie? Remember the Titans? You fumble the ball, you run the mile, right? I mean, that seems like punishment enough, right?
Right.
But he wasn't mean. But like the Denzel Washington character in that movie, he was disciplined, but he wasn't like mean spirited. He was fair to all his players because that was when they were integrating. Thank you, blacks and whites. Because of whatever it was like a period piece. But yeah, they turned out to be a successful football program. I think it's based on a true story. But yeah, but even if it wasn't, he did it the right way. He goes, yeah, you're going to wear a shirt and tie or your suit jacket when you travel. We're going to do the drills. We're going to do it. We're going to work as a team.
Ted.
We're going to work. No, I'm just saying we're going to work as a team.
Motherfuckers are wearing shirts and ties.
We're going to work as a team.
And clean socks.
Yeah.
Coach.
Oh man,
I quit. Yeah, no, this is the thing. I just don't understand the meanness. So as they were doing this stuff, and I guess this is something.
So Ted, that's why I didn't play football.
Shirt and tie.
No, because of the hazing.
You got a football to throw around?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The weird gay
had
stuff.
nothing to do with the doubles
Dude,
in August and the hard work.
The
I
weird
threw
naked
football
stuff.
last week. It was
Yeah,
fun.
the weird naked stuff is beyond my ability. to
Yeah, I don't
comprehend.
know where that's coming
But
from. Yeah,
I read today that a Northwestern cheerleader, and this is a couple years ago. This is weird, and this really bothers me. That the girls were forced to put on their cheerleading uniforms and go in front of boosters and donors, and kind of
sounds pornographic.
Yeah, and kind of slut it up and let them do. Yeah, she said that they were
dirty old men.
Yeah, they were grabbed and propositioned and all this other shit just to bring in money to the thing. And she said she talked about this a couple years ago, and she said this is bullshit. So if they're, I mean, listen, I know whatever Northwestern's doing. Every school is probably doing the exact same thing, right? Or,
probably worse. I mean, it's because Northwestern's known for their quote-unquote academics.
They're not even a good school.
Yeah, they're not even
Oh,
good.
yeah,
so you
they're
can
not
only imagine.
successful,
So you can only imagine what the schools where they don't give a shit about the graduation at all, rate at all, are doing. The other schools.
What's a good football team doing?
Because doesn't Northwestern graduate allegedly 90% of their players, which is
probably,
So if that's happening at Northwestern, what's happening at whatever top 10?
Maybe that's what's driving the hazing at Northwestern is the losing. Year after year, they got nothing to play for, so they might as well.
I don't believe that that's a
if
thing.
we're gonna suck at football, we're gonna be number one in hazing.
Oh man, I don't believe that that's a thing. Right? I really don't.
Yeah.
I believe that it's probably way worse everywhere else, and they're kids, right? So they're terrified to say anything. Just like if they did it in high school, they're terrified to say anything.
I know they look like adults because So you got some guy who's like 6'6", 280. Yeah, he looks like but he's 8. He's got the brain of he's an 18-year-old kid. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So just because you're physically strong, and you get easily manipulated by, the athletic director, the coach who's been there. I mean, who's going to disobey? What's the guy at Alabama? Nick Saban. Who's going to disobey him? I mean, he's probably like a god, right? Like he has probably like godlike status in Alabama.
Think about how scary that is.
Yeah.
Nick Saban probably has.
Who's probably a good coach,
power.
by the way. Yeah.
But he probably has more power. Than anybody you'll ever run across. If you're playing for Nick Saban.
Yeah.
You probably won't have a boss, or there probably will be a person in your life that has more power over you.
Yeah.
And he can do
control
your
future.
And he's not the owner, right? He's not like
right.
Yeah,
he can do anything
and plus,
he wants.
I think he's like the highest paid person in the state of Alabama. I think he makes $20 million a year. He's definitely the highest paid person on the staff of Alabama, and he's the coach.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, but I'm saying he might be one of the highest paid people in the state. Assuming he's not like a venture capitalist or entrepreneur. Yeah, but he has immense power. Yeah, and I'm sure he's a great coach. Obviously, I'm sure he does everything by the book. But the point is, even if he does everything by legal means, just the intimidation factor of Nick Saban. Talking to this 18-year-old who knows he can bench you anytime he wants.
Yeah.
And you'll
but
never.
These guys, when you're talking about like a Nick Saban and the guys that are on the top, they do what they got to do, and then I'm not going to throw a percentage out there, but a lot of what they do is delegated. I mean, you know what I mean? Nick Saban is not a real hands-on guy. Most of these guys,
if he allows his other coaches to treat people like that,
I think I'm sure he doesn't.
I think that's what's going on with Fitzgerald or Fitzpatrick. What's his name?
Pat Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
No, for the Northwestern.
Isn't that Pat Fitzgerald?
Yeah, he's fired. He's the fired Pat Fitzgerald.
I'm not making no. Don't make bullshit excuses.
No, I'm
Pat
not.
Fitzgerald.
What I'm saying is, no, I'm the one that said there's no way he didn't know that this was going on.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But what I'm
Look
saying
at Joe Paterno.
we're talking about the guys in the top. They're not directly initiating or doing it because they delegate so much and they go home. All the pressure's on them. They do fucking all the grunt work, and then they got. That's why they have 50 different coaches and assistant, or student athletes that are helping out and all this and all that. Yeah. So I mean, there are different levels that are covering them from what's going on. But I know that they knew that something was happening.
But the downside is if it happened on your watch, even though you're not directly responsible, you're still responsible because you're the face
Man,
of
look
that.
at Joe Paterno.
You're the face. Yeah, you're the face. He's he's like 80 years old. Obviously, he should have retired 20 years ago.
He's dead now.
He's dead. But the point
He
is,
should have retired.
Yeah, he should have retired.
Should have
2020.
retired when
he's
when
coaching.
somebody came to him with the story.
He's coaching in his 80s.
I saw
No,
Dan
no,
Sandusky.
no, he shouldn't have retired. You know what he should have done? He should have turned that fucking guy in.
Yeah, and then
And
retired.
and then said, "I turned that guy in and gone on and had a great career."
Yeah.
But what he didn't do is anything, because he wanted Joe Paterno to be Joe Paterno, and he didn't want any blemishes.
Well, he was willfully ignorant of what was going on, and like I said,
He wasn't ignorant. He completely ignored.
Well, that's called willful ignorance. Yeah, you know what's
And
going
you're
on.
Absolutely right. He was willfully ignorant.
Yeah, and so the point is, but he thought because he was there for 40 years, right? Happy Valley, right? He was there 40. Right? He thinks
Didn't seem very happy to a lot of kids.
So basically, he thinks he basically owns the place, right? He thinks he's the golden
Took
he's the
a
golden
statue
child.
down.
Yeah, they took a statue down, and he died in disgrace. So I mean, so the last memory he has before he died is like he knew the statue was coming down. He got fired.
Teddy, he knew that was happening for 25 or 30
Right,
years.
but I'm saying his he never got the send off he thought he deserved, right? Because he probably thought when I'm going to retire, they're going to have the biggest rally for him, and he's going to be basically thought of like almost like godlike status, right? But he actually resigned. He didn't even get resigned. He got fired. They fired his ass.
Yeah,
and they did the right thing.
He complained. And he complained, and that took a lot
but,
of stones.
But you know the funny
he was
thing is
complacent and he didn't understand.
No, but you know
that.
the funny thing is like he's a man from a bygone era, because I remember like when he was coaching before that whole Sandusky thing came about. They would interview him after a game, and he was just like he's like Queen Elizabeth. He lives in a bygone era. He doesn't live in the present. He thinks he's still in the 1950s.
Dead. That's why.
Yeah,
That's
but the
why
point
he
is,
doesn't live in the present.
yeah,
he's dead.
yeah. But I'm saying like he's got that old man syndrome thing going where like he's got his routine, and I'm going to just do it this way. I'm not going to listen to anybody. I'm going to just do it my way. And he fell victim to the old man bullshit syndrome, which is basically
Do you think anybody in India?
Bullshit.
Do you think our
he fell
listeners
in love with the
India give a
power.
shit about what
yeah,
we're talking
of course,
about
of course
right
he
now?
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our listeners in India do
Okay,
not care
I'm sure.
about this.
Here, listen.
But this
I'll
is
tell you right now.
psychology.
I'll bet you that the listeners in India have cricket teams where the coaches are just really mean.
Well, they're probably
to
worse.
Oh, my
they're probably
God.
worse because I mean, if you think
'cause cricket is
if,
way
I'm
dumber.
just thinking if you think they're getting away with shit here, you can only imagine what they're doing in countries where there's no. You think there's like a equal opportunity employment office or HR department they can go to?
What do you
Ted,
mean?
they made cricket is a game that is made from Hazen. The fucking game's played with paddles, for Christ's sake.
Stupid. That is the stupidest thing I have
It derived from Hazen.
ever heard in my life.
Yeah, so basically,
my
it came out of
God.
"Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
The
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
the main piece of equipment is a paddle.
Oh my God, it's a weird looking paddle too. It's such a. I'm loving watching.
Looks
it.
like a boat
So
oar.
rugby,
It's like a-
rugby. You ever hear stories about rugby?
What?
Yeah,
Your daughter plays
my
rugby.
daughter plays rugby.
My
yeah.
buddy played rugby at UIC.
Okay,
When
great.
it was a club.
Okay, yeah,
It's still a club sport, I think.
it is. Yeah, my
Dude,
daughter's
the
on a couple of
stories
club
he
teams,
had, they're all naked.
Like
Every story he had about the rugby team was all naked.
I don't know
was
how to respond to
insane.
that. I don't want to hear any of those
Sounds like
stories.
sounds
Ted,
like some
Ted,
major team
do
building
not
going
tell
We're
on.
me
talking.
any
We're
stories.
talking about European sports, right? Rugby is a true European sport.
Yeah,
Irish
but,
football,
but,
rugby.
look. If you're
cricket.
if you're getting naked and enjoying your time naked, but if you're being forced to get naked and to take naked quarterback snaps from a naked center,
that's wrong. All right.
and you're bumping and grinding, and guys are grabbing at you when you don't want it, then that's
well,
a bad
let's
thing.
assume a professional rugby team are guys in their mid-20s to early 30s who are voluntarily doing whatever they're doing. Playing grab ass, whatever they're doing.
Man, you know what?
It's okay
I'm
for the
so
pros.
glad.
One in the bush, one in the box. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm so
yeah.
glad I play golf and it's an individual sport. And the guy's like, "You want to be on the team? Get naked." I'm like, "I don't need a team. I get naked
Wait,
by myself.
how many times?
Always by myself.
How many times did you shower up?
Yeah, I don't have to lather you up. I'm already on the team.
Ted had
It's team Matt.
Ted had a true poison story.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
New
okay.
segment. So
Yeah.
just real quick. No.
Okay.
So the segment is new failed hitman hirings or poisonings. So,
Okay, and
so-
I have another new segment also. So
Okay,
go
all
ahead.
right. So this will be real quick.
Ooh.
So there was a guy. He's in the military. This is very recent. He's in the military. I guess he's stationed in Germany. They didn't say what branch he's in, but he was suspecting. He said his wife made him coffee every day, and it started tasting bad. So he became suspicious. So he bought these little like test strips where he would put it in the tap water, and it would be negative, and then we put it in the coffee pot. and it would be high levels of chlorine. So he was suspecting his wife was spiking his coffee.
She was making coffee with pool water?
It turned out to be bleach. So what he did was he set up hidden cameras, in the kitchen, and then what he would do is he would just pretend to drink the coffee, but he never drank it after that. So so obviously whatever he actually drank obviously didn't affect him.
Wait, was his wife so stupid she couldn't tell that no coffee was coming? You want another cup of coffee? Nope, this one's still full. I haven't had
Why
it.
is it blue?
The funniest thing about the coffee was he was like actually very adamant. Like she made him coffee like all the time. It seemed like every time there was a cup of coffee, he never went out for coffee. It was always given to him by his wife, which is kind of suspicious in and of itself.
Why go out? We have coffee here.
Exactly. Yeah. She was very adamant that he has the coffee at home.
You want to order a pizza? Let's have coffee instead.
Exactly. So long story short, he's got a videotape of her. I guess they moved back to the United States. And here's the funny thing. So I guess they were in the process of getting a divorce, even though they were still living together, and I guess they had a kid. So then he set up video cameras in the new house they moved into back in the United States. And then more evidence came where he basically saw her on camera putting bleach or some substance into the coffee maker. And then I guess after he got enough evidence, he actually went to the police, gave him the videotapes. And they arrested her ass, and I guess whatever her bond is, because I think she's from like the Philippines, so she's like a flight risk. So they basically said she has a bond. It's not a no bond case, but they set a high bond for her, so because she's obviously a flight risk. So
Is
if she
there
gets
a bond,
what's that?
does she have a bond?
She has a bond.
She has a bond.
Yeah.
So she did have a bond.
Yes. So
Okay.
So basically, they're worried about like she's gonna go back to the Philippines. But it's funny they busted her ass, or he busted her doing that. So that's So so I'm just saying it's like common. It reminds me of that woman who wrote the children's book.
Yeah.
But she successfully poisoned her husband
now,
with the Moscow Mule.
Did this woman? Did she have any did they find any books or any papers, or she was writing a book?
Nope. They found the bleach. They found the fucking bleach. Yeah, because it's on video. So So
And just to make sure, she was not listening to this show, correct? Like she did not get the idea from the show. I don't want to get called into I don't want to get called into like
I know
a
where you're going with
deposition
this.
or
I
something,
agree,
right?
yeah.
It's like what did you guys talk about? I said, well, we talked a little bit about masturbating. And, yeah, well, what are you talking about mostly? Poison? Yeah,
No, they
how to
look
poison
at her like her Spotify feed. It's all the Real Three Idiots podcast.
Yeah.
well, here's the funny thing.
Only episode 31, 64,
I've
82.
Well, bleach. I've never mentioned bleach as a potential poison. It's just such an amateur way to, poison somebody. I'm just saying.
So you're saying it's just beneath you.
Yeah.
You're saying bleach is beneath you.
Well, yeah. Well, bleach is it's a nothing burger. Bleach is I don't know what. It's not like ethylene glycol, which is a scientific name for antifreeze. So back in the day, they used to make antifreeze sweet. You wouldn't drink it, of course, but I'm saying, whatever the formula they used back in the 70s and 80s, it was a sweet tasting, so it would actually blend into whatever you made it with. I think the way they make it these days, it's actually very bitter. So if you tried to spike somebody's drink with it, it would be
So
obvious.
you would say if you were poisoning someone with antifreeze, you'd add sugar to sweeten it up a little bit.
You just have to Irish it up.
Irish.
Oh my God!
You know what?
Mark,
you know what?
This
I
Mickey's
love
Big
that.
Mouth tastes kind of weird now. I think about it. So.
Was it open when you opened it? Was it already loose, or did you have to crack the
Tastes
seal?
like Castrol GT.
So Ted, if you were going to
drink a bowl,
poison
Ted.
someone and you thought you could get away with it, what would you use?
Don't
answer that question,
Well,
Ted.
I wouldn't poison anybody, so I
you
can't
set
answer that
him up.
question. So
Yeah,
this
I
is a
know.
trick
I
question,
just
so.
wanted to see if he would go with that. Okay, so could we stay on crime? I have golf crime. Yeah,
I know this.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to golf crime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a pretty funny
yeah,
story.
true golf.
Out of
crime.
Florida, right?
No, this is Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
Yeah,
okay,
this is Colorado. They caught a guy, and there's a lot of golf. There's a lot of crime in golf recently. Just recently, it's getting to that point, where you
the
you
live
think you're
tour
safe.
and everything. It's fucked up.
Yeah, well, no, dude, that's exactly what this is. So, in Colorado, a guy was going around to courses in the Colorado area, stealing clubs, bags, and personal items from people.
Oh, I didn't hear that, but okay.
Yeah, so here's the trick, and he blended in perfectly. He wore shorts,
Yep.
a polo shirt,
Yeah.
right,
course.
a collared shirt,
Yeah.
and a
Not dumb.
hat.
It's not dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he went around and he was stealing stuff, and he got like tens of thousands of dollars worth
sure.
of stuff.
Probably selling
Golf
it.
club. He was stealing people's bags, right?
Bags,
unattended
but-
bags.
Yeah, but lots of things.
Yeah, was he doing like selling it on eBay or something, or what was he doing with it?
You know what? They didn't exactly say, but yeah, you'd have to do that, right?
He's fencing it, right? He's not
Yeah.
keeping it, obviously.
Yeah, but
so,
a nice set of golf clubs is $1,000, maybe more, right?
Yeah.
And if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
stealing, people leave their wallets, their phones.
Well, it's funny. I'm
all
actually
that stuff.
surprised. I'm actually surprised there's not more of that because actually, when I bowl and when I golf, like people leave their bowling balls all over the place. And yeah, you could just walk in, like pretend you're on the league and just pick up 2, 3-ball bags and just walk right out and who knows where the person is.
That's why I always put those exploding bowling balls next to my bag.
Do they have those?
No.
I just use a house ball, so it's not worth stealing.
That would, you know what? That would be a really cool way to do that.
But so the story you're telling about the guy stealing the bags, unattended bags of clubs.
Yeah,
He
that could be
never,
2,000.
He never stole any left-handed clubs.
Why would he not?
Zero market.
Well,
No
wait,
market.
I'm
Nobody will buy them.
I'm actually trying to buy a left-handed club from the guy I'm playing against this Thursday, so don't say that. So.
no, you know what? I actually thought about this, Teddy. I thought about if a guy stole your clubs, you'd actually be better off. Yeah, then you could just stop golfing.
Yeah.
yeah, and
I
then
like
you wouldn't have to stop embarrassing yourself.
Thank you.
You know what's funny though? Ted's telling Stan we're golfing the other day, and Ted's like, Stan's using one of Ted's clubs. He's like, I love this club. Thank God. Change. Blah blah blah. I'm like, wait a minute. Ted's left-handed. You're right-handed. Ted's like, oh yeah, but I used to golf right-handed.
Yeah, he sucked both ways.
I'm like, how?
Yeah. You know how people say I go both ways? Ted sucked both ways. Yeah, he sucked righty, he sucked lefty. Okay. Now there's another one, and this one is tragic. Okay. Guys in a parking lot at a golf course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I sent you this one. Guys in a parking lot at a golf course. Another dude hits a ball, and it leaves the course, hits the guy's car. Okay. And then the guy gets pissed, so he confronts that dude. He finds, I guess he figures out where he is and confronts him, and they start arguing, and they get into a fight. And the guy whose car got hit, he punches the guy, the golfer, and the guy falls down, hits his head, and he's dead.
Yeah, so the guy who got punched, he's 87 years old.
He's 87
and the guy
years
who punched him is 78. Just and here's the thing.
Ted, old people are super
and here's the funny thing. It turned out not to even be his car.
What?
Did you know that? So yeah, the car he thought that he hit wasn't even his car.
Oh, he's
which is
so
weird.
old he couldn't remember what car
No, the guy who was the puncher.
You hit my car, I think.
So basically, he punched the guy.
Oh, he hit his own car.
He punched the guy over a car that wasn't even his. It wasn't even his car. So this idiot, killed somebody, unintentionally, but obviously over a car that's not even his.
Are you fucking with me? That wasn't even his car?
Wasn't even his. And you know how they caught the guy? So I guess this guy had a hole-in-one at the course that wherever it happened, and I guess they traced him. He's wearing the same shirt, the same shorts, the same hat that he wore, that he wears like all the time. So he was easy to find.
You know what? Fuck him if he got a hole-in-one. He deserves to go to
It
prison.
was probably a par 3 93-yard hole.
Wow.
Who do you guys know that's had the most hole-in-ones?
Farhad.
How many is
two.
he? Two. Okay.
Two.
Farhad had two. I physically saw him get one, and then I was on the tee after he'd hit, and he walked up and he got the other one.
Oh,
right
you were
in
on the
front of
course both times.
me. Yeah.
Oh,
both
wow.
times.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw it.
I've only seen
go
it
in.
happen once. It was somebody in my foursome.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you come close this weekend?
I came very close, Ted. I won a lot of par threes.
I was
man.
going to say,
won,
you must have come close.
So
You had to.
yesterday,
Did I give you motivation on
you
Sunday?
did. You did. So Sunday I had a great round.
See?
Shot great. Shot a 79.
Great
Cleaned
score.
up.
Great
No
score.
rain? Was it wet up there? Because
It
it
was
was raining
wet.
here.
It was wet.
Oh, was
Yeah.
what? Okay.
And then yesterday I won the most money, but it was all just hitting par threes.
Yeah.
That's all I
That's
did.
where all
was
the
hit
money's
par
at.
threes.
Yeah. Great.
All right. One more little
Golf
problem
crime.
here. One more little golf crime. Okay. In Westland, Michigan. And do you guys remember last week we talked about like having pets that were like you don't want a smart pet,
Yeah,
right? Because
right,
they'll
yeah.
tell on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they'll tear up your house. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Smart. What do you mean a smart pet
No,
doesn't
like
tear?
we were talking about pigs and
Talking
how
about a parrot.
they're
Like a
vengeful-
parrot. Like a
they're
parrot.
vengeful.
Yeah, like a parrot. Ted. Like,
A macaw.
Like a vindictive potbelly pig.
A macaw.
yeah. Anybody who has a bird as a pet is weird. That's weird.
I actually like birds. I
You-
could have a bird.
But you don't have one.
No.
No, but you could have one.
So
Right.
have you ever
Yeah,
heard the
no.
term the canary in the coal mine?
Of course, everyone
Yeah.
knows.
Do you know
that.
what that means, though?
Yes.
What does it mean?
They had
If
canaries
they died,
in there.
they,
They
need to
died.
get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, because there wasn't enough air.
Yeah, the coal miners would send the canaries into the mines.
No, they always had a canary in a cage in the mines.
Yeah, and then obviously that would, if the canary died, yeah. So
Yeah, he would go first,
So-
and then that's
whoa.
the cue to get out.
Hold on a second. What if the canary faked like it was dying?
now that'd be clever.
See, a smart pet.
To get-
You
And then he's
don't
got the
want-
coal mine to himself.
Right.
No,
And
no,
then he looks for the diamonds. He pecks away the coal looking for diamonds.
No, you know what it did? The canary holds its breath and it doesn't die, and then it asphyxiates all the miners. They die from carbon monoxide poisoning. So
Right.
that's a clever pet.
Right. No, the canary fakes it up. They all take off, and then he just flies away. He's like, "Hey, man, I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good." But so here's the thing. It's animal related. Okay, in Westland, Michigan, I'm going to call this a smart dog. Jumped into a golf cart, hit the gas pedal, okay, and ran over a 4-year-old girl.
Oh my God!
I think she was okay, by the way. She was okay.
There's a video of this, isn't there?
I don't think there's a video of it, but
I think I read that story.
yeah. But the Westland police are investigating it to see if they will press charges against the dog.
Wait, is this Declan's dog?
No, this is not. This is not
Are
an
you
Irishman's
sure?
dog. This is not an Irishman's dog. No, they're
Irish setter.
So Teddy's right. The girl's okay, so you don't have to worry about it. But the cops, the Westland cops, are waiting for the toxicology report to come back to see if the dog had been drinking or was just a bad dog.
Was the girl
And the
okay?
owner of the dog has nothing to do with the dog's action.
Hey, listen, dogs can drink on their own. Dogs. I mean, if you leave a beer
What
and a
up,
dog
dog?
jumps up,
What up,
yeah, if a
dog?
dog jumps up and drinks your beer, or if you knocks it over accidentally and drinks it up, you're not going to do anything, right?
No.
And it
Cocaine,
does.
cocaine bear.
So here's like some
Cocaine
background.
dog.
Cocaine dog.
Oh my God,
But
Ted.
I wanted
That's
some
Ted's
background.
movie next week. Cocaine dog.
Fentanyl dog.
Crazy. Ted, that one's a winner. No, but I wanted to do some background because Ted, you saw that story, right?
Crackhead
But
canary.
I had to do that. I had to do some background, so I wanted to find out, and this is what I found out. The girl was actually petting the dog like 15 minutes earlier. Okay. The owner of the dog asked the girl if she wanted to give the dog a treat. She said no because the dog was fat and shouldn't eat any more treats. 15 minutes later, the dog ran her down.
Sounds like a chimp episode. Sounds like it had
Yeah.
some chimp vibe. Some
So the
chimp
dog
DNA.
overheard that.
The dog, yeah, of course, the dog heard that.
Oh, they have good ear.
Oh,
Say
they-
good
they
hearing.
have
good
great hearing.
So one more quick animal story. So I guess these three women
Uncle Larry.
were in a floating inner tube somewhere, like I want to say some river or whatever. Let's just say in the United States, and they were attacked by an otter, who's about an otter, and I guess it bit one of the women so bad she had to be airlifted to a hospital. An otter.
Yeah.
Why would an otter bite a person?
Well, because probably it's protecting their young, or they were encroaching in their territory.
Was this woman trying to eat baby otters?
No, he actually bit three women. There's three women
Yeah.
floating in a tube, like let's say they're whitewater rafting, whatever they're doing. They're floating down the lazy
floating
ri-
in a tube
la-
and
lazy
whitewater
river.
rafting.
No, the
are
lazy
two of the
yeah, okay.
most different things on the planet.
Lazy river. They're floating down the tube, an inner tube in a lazy river, and then an otter came out and bit the shit out of them. So,
What the fuck?
No, it was
Just
like a
say-
massive attack. Like
Yeah.
horrible, horrific. Like they're like, yeah.
otters are mean.
Well, I don't
Don't
know
mess with
about
an
that,
otter.
but I'm just saying they're like they have like razor sharp
Yeah.
teeth. Like
So wait a minute. So three broads are in tubes,
no,
And for
three
no-
broads are in tubes.
and for no good reason.
No, there's a good reason.
What do they do?
I think it's probably protecting their young, so they probably got closer to their nest. That's my guess.
No, what do you mean? No good
What's an
reason that
otter
they were in
nest?
tubes or the otters?
Yeah, they
The
protect.
otter.
Well, like a bear. Like if you get near a bear's cubs, they'll attack you.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's kind of
there's
the same concept.
probably never been an otter attack in the history of mankind.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
there
So
actually
that's
has
why
been.
Matt is confused. Matt's
I'm,
right.
I'm completely confused
Actually,
because I never have heard of an otter.
a couple of
attack.
years ago in Russia, and this guy had it coming, by the way. So I guess
Dude,
some
Russian otters are mean.
some
so
guy was
don't
mess-
compare
some-
them to
some guy
American
was
otters.
messing with-
Worst otters.
some guy was
ever.
messing with an otter, and it was like on the ground. He wasn't in the water, and I guess the otter bit him in the thigh and severed his femoral artery, and he bled out.
Yeah, that'll happen.
And you know what? If I could buy that otter a drink, I would.
for killing someone.
Well, like I said,
Nostrovia.
well, think of all the people who are cruel to animals and they get away with it, and it's just nice when the animal wins sometimes. That's all.
Oh, what if the guy was like a trapper and he was just taking a break? So Ted's right.
Yeah.
So the guy was out setting out traps. And
Or
he
like,
wasn't taking
the
a
people
break.
the people who like poach tusks, or they kill lions, for their whatever, they kill elephants for
Dude,
their
humans are
tusks.
horrible.
Yeah, they're horrible. And the biggest killers are humans, not animals. I mean, animals are just there to protect.
Right.
They just operate on instinct.
Yeah, but
So-
you know when
Really?
when,
Because
when
otters
yeah,
sound
you know
like
Ted's right.
jaguars.
Ted's right. When a human kills an animal, there's not all over the fucking animal news. But when an animal hurts a person, it's all over the news.
Yeah. we're encroaching on their territory.
99% of the time, it's because somebody tried to take a picture with the animal or hump it or do something.
Actually,
stupid
the
to
funniest
it.
story. So at the San Diego Zoo, another true story. I think it was within the last
Animals don't have news. I was just
in the last 5 or 7 years. I guess these 3 idiot teenagers were instigating a tiger, through the enclosure. And it turned out this enclosure wasn't wide enough. I suppose.
So it wasn't an enclosure.
Well, I mean, it was
an
like,
open
it was like a moat. It was like a moat, and I guess this tiger from a standing
at a
position
petting zoo.
leaped. So it leaped like about 12 feet from a standing over its enclosure.
This
you
could
know,
have been in Michigan too.
and basically, and obviously these 3 little bastards ran away, and I guess because it's a fucking tiger, 600-pound tiger, so it killed one of them, and I guess it mauled 2 of the
Holy
others.
shit.
Yeah, don't fuck with tigers.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that the tiger it attacked them because They were messing with it.
They were messing with it. They were like
They were
I don't
mocking
know about
it.
you and
Wait,
these
not
pigeons.
mocking it, but they were
tiger.
The same thing with his chimp story.
The point is, I guess the point is they agitated
Vindictive
they
animals.
agitated the tiger. It turned out after the fact. So this tiger obviously became enraged and basically leaped right out of its enclosure.
Slept.
Leapt, whatever. Chased these three little fuckers who obviously
Leaped
are not gonna outrun a fucking tiger. So
Could you see Ted? This tiger is just tearing them apart. He's right there, and he goes, "You gonna help?" He goes, "No, they kind of deserved it, man.
Yeah.
They were totally
Why are
mocking.
you filming this?
tigers are endangered species. There's 8 billion people on the planet.
How many? I mean, was there 9 tigers?
I don't know.
There's not 8 billion tigers.
Well,
that's for sure.
I guarantee you that tiger's dead now. Right?
I mean, they probably
They just put
probably.
him in, he's not golfing, but he's still.
They probably have to euthanize the tiger, because he killed a person. But realistically, what did the tiger do wrong? It just operated on instinct. It's a fucking tiger. It's a wild animal. And it turned out they made it sound like these guys were innocent, but it turned out that they were 3 pieces of shit who kind of had it coming. Just FYI.
So how did they know that they were 3? I mean, I don't understand how you can mock.
They went through whatever the video footage. I'm not saying they mock it, but
I don't
whatever
understand.
they did,
Like a tiger, like the
instigated
tiger's
it.
sitting there. It's just sitting there. Right?
I'm assuming so.
Just
yeah.
sitting there.
Yeah.
And the guy walks up and goes, "You're a stupid tiger."
No, he's
and
probably
the
like
tiger's just
they're probably
"That's
like,
it, the last straw."
They're probably like roaring at it or making noises or doing something.
mocking him like
making it sound like they're a tiger. Yeah, so
You're a lion or a tiger?
yeah. So the zoo got in trouble. The zoo got in trouble because I guess it turned out that its enclosure or the moat was not as long as it should have been.
Ted, it was just a little short.
Obviously.
Yeah. You were about 3 feet short
Yeah.
of being in the right place. Yeah. Yeah, maybe next time get a smaller tiger or bigger moat.
It's actually funny. Like I could picture that guy going to wherever he's going in the next life and saying, "Oh, so what happened to you?" He would have his head ripped off. It's like, "Oh, I got killed by a tiger." It's like, "Wow, that's a good one. Let me write that down." What? Because most people die, right? It's like, oh, what's the most cause of death? Like cancer, heart disease,
werewolves,
tiger
heart
attack.
disease. Yeah. Oh, tiger attack. That's a good one.
Being run over by a dog in a golf cart.
Otter?
I mean, there's a lot of otter.
Yeah, otter.
Otter murder.
Hippopotamus. Yeah, okay, that's a good one. Actually, cows kill more people every year than sharks.
That's because that's what they call
Cow
female hippos or cows.
Oh my
That's why Ted just said that.
No, actually, American cows kill more people every year than shark attacks.
Wait, hold on a second. Of
course.
American cows? What about cows from other countries?
Sure.
Every country has cows, Ted.
So figure some people getting. That's pretty good. Figure some people getting drunk. They go.
Wow, you do imitations
What's
very
it
well.
called? Cow tipping. So the cow I think sleeps standing up. So people, and these cows weigh obviously hundreds of pounds, and I mean,
I think they fall asleep standing up.
That
because
lands
I've seen them laying down before.
okay.
Yeah, I've seen them laying
No, but
down.
Ted's
Okay.
right. No, cow tipping is a thing when they're asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you we tried that.
Oh,
It's
you did?
impossible
Oh,
to
you
knock
did?
over a
No,
cow.
you're not gonna.
They're gigantic.
Yeah.
You can't knock over a cow, and when you do, they get angry and chase you.
Or my favorite one is when people try to like pet a buffalo at like Yellowstone National Park, or the bison.
Oh,
how
no,
big a
that's-
bison
yeah.
is.
I love those stories.
Yeah.
No, listen.
Those
no matter
when I
how
see those
many-
videos, it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I just go right past them like, this is bad.
Yeah, no matter how many times people see this, no matter how many times it's posted, no matter how many years, right now, I guarantee you, right now, at this exact moment,
Yep.
someone is getting out of their car
Yep.
and saying,
Take
Take
a
my
selfie."
picture
Yeah.
with this bear right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, take my picture with this bison. And then the person taking the picture, who I don't know if they think it's funny or not, they go like this, go, yeah, get a little closer, a little close, right where it can like reach out and touch you.
Keep going.
And then they
Keep
film
going.
it, and then they film it
Closer.
And here's the weird part: they film
He's
it,
fine.
and then they post it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's a video. of
Somehow it
someone
gets
getting
posted, yeah,
mauled.
yeah.
And then this is their first thought. I'm gonna be very famous.
Yeah. Here's what I do.
I talked my
Ted-
idiot friend Ted into standing next to a bear.
Here's what I do. Ted, take a picture of that otter. Okay. Now let's go. All right. Then I get home and we superimpose me, Photoshop me next to it. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why not?
Crap. Yeah. Perfect. Crap you in there.
No,
so-
no, you know what
I
you
was
do?
there and he was there, but we just weren't there together.
Exactly. And you were safe.
know-
And you're safe.
Who knows the difference?
And you live to fight another day.
Yeah, I live to find another day.
No, you. Here's what you do.
That's why I don't take pictures with Matt. You know how angry that motherfucker gets?
Exactly. I don't want to get near him.
No, you
When a
get
camera comes out, he mauls you.
Close. I want
you
to
get 4 or 5 guys, right? And then you tell one guy,
Mauling
you go,
Matt.
go slap that otter right now. Go slap that otter. right? And
On
then
his- on his
film it.
paddle, yeah.
But you get the guy you don't like. You're like, oh hey, let's hey, there's 3 of us. Let's get Dave to go with us. And you're like, Dave, I hate Dave. No, don't worry about it.
Sucks.
Don't worry about it. We'll bring Dave. You're like, hey Dave, is that an otter over there? You know what otters like? They like to be slapped, man. Just like right in the
They like to be,
face.
no, they like to
man.
get
They're
petted.
silly that
They
way.
like to get
Yeah.
petted.
Yeah.
They like to be hand fed.
They like, yeah. Oh man! And you know what you should do? You should do it naked, feed it, and slap it right after it eats right out of your hand. Yeah. All right. What we got a video of? We got a video of Dave being killed by an otter. It was great, man. We're gonna be rich.
Yeah. Oh, my apologies. The guy who got killed in Russia was by a beaver. It wasn't an otter. He was
Ted, that's
messing.
totally
He
different.
was messing with.
Beavers
He was messing with a beaver.
Beavers are one of the nicest animals on the planet.
Not to that guy.
No, they're actually they're.
Are you going to tell me beavers are mean?
They're using beavers right now to in Canada to fight the forest fires.
No, they're not.
I swear-
I don't know how stupid this is going to get,
Okay.
but you know what? Go ahead. No, go ahead. They're not using beavers. Throw another beaver.
Well, no, they're probably using them to build a dam. I mean,
Beavers?
if you,
Okay,
if
so
you
listen.
introduce them to the ecosystem, they're probably
So
going to build
the
a dam.
ecos-
Build a
let me-
dam.
let me just
They
explain.
don't build dams on command.
No, but
What the fuck?
but no, it's a beavers are always known as like to be a nuisance where they'll dam up and they'll concentrate the water. They fuck up the whole ecosystem in places, but they also create natural wetlands and areas where it's not susceptible to wildfires. So they're actually encouraging in certain areas that are susceptible to wildfires. They're actually encouraging and they're planting beavers in there so they could do their thing and create marshy wetland areas that will eventually trickle down. I mean, it's a thing. They're really introducing them into habitats where they were once like condemned. They don't want beavers. Now they want beavers there because they're natural. They're actually beneficial
It's a
to
good
the
idea.
ecosystem.
It's a great idea.
Why don't you like I don't know. Why don't you get like a whole here? I'll do this. Why don't you get a whole bunch of people, give them beers, and have them pee, and they could pee out the fire. It'd be so wet.
No, that's
Right? Just get a bunch
we
of
tried
drunks.
that, dude. We tried that.
No, I mean that seems as stupid as
You know what? We didn't start the fire.
Oh my god.
They are doing something with beavers, though. I'm telling you.
No, I bet in Canada
You
they're
know,
doing a lot of
you
shit.
were
with
a little hard. You were a little hard.
beavers.
I actually heard you were a little hard on the beaver not too long ago.
Roger, you getting married? Yes, I am. And what is the name of the beaver? Hey, man, what do you want to date? You want to date her sister? I don't know. I don't know what to tell
Actually,
you.
what if you met a
know,
woman?
that's-
What if you met a woman? Her last name was Beaver.
Ted,
It's sort of funny. I mean, I couldn't get past that, right? Do you take Sue Beaver to be your lovely?
what the fuck is
I
going
love
on?
when Ted drinks. I love it when Ted drinks. It's
That's funny, right?
should we just encourage him to
40 ounces of Mickey's. No, you know what? Because when he has like 2 sips of the Mickey's, and then like his Ted tip is so like perfect, and like
Right.
he's just like
it's the 2 sips is fine. When you get to number 3, that's when things go.
actually
No, what if
Mickey-
it would be a conundrum, right? You and a woman, you know, it's your girlfriend or
it's whiskey? It's whiskey where
It
it gets
was
fucked up.
Beaver.
Ted,
It's just a name. I know.
It's there's a lot of names. I mean,
Well, it's like Gadolf Titler. You just can't get past
there's no
the
person
name.
that
You
means
just can't get
You know
past
what's great? We come up with all those the pseudonyms for vagina. We were doing hoo ha and hooter or what cooter, and we didn't say beaver though.
well, it's so passe. I mean, it's so common.
We said
right?
It's probably one of the best ones.
We don't have to do
Beaver.
this. We don't have to do this. I'm not a big fan
Let's
of
not go down this
special
path.
names for
Let's
vaginas.
not go down this
Okay.
Girls have the best ones. Not
Yeah.
vaginas. I mean the nicknames for the vaginas.
Girls do have better vaginas
So,
than
so
all
do-
the
do-
guys.
No, the nicknames.
So you don't think when the girls or the
Yes,
ladies
of
are
course
going,
they do.
are
Of course they
are
do, Ted.
going to the bathroom, you think they don't
Yes.
have nicknames for you?
Ted, we're doing this. Let's
Oh,
go
yeah, they got-
vagina
they got
talk. For
names-
JJ talk.
They got names
yeah.
for you.
Ted, listen, of course they do.
Okay, so next week, instead of doing the movie plot that we're pitching, the most nicknames for vagina.
No, we're not doing that. That is, you know what? That is a thing
We're
that.
gonna have
I
to have
just
a
ran
guest,
out.
a female guest on because
Oh, we're not going to do
No,
that. either.
here's what we need to have.
Why?
We need to have a female guest. Here's what we need to have.
We've had many.
No, we need to have a female
oh,
guest.
Elizabeth's got a new show,
Oh yeah.
a new podcast. yeah.
Really?
They renamed it. It's kind of the same thing, but it's renamed.
Now here's what we need. We need to have a
Is it the name of a vagina?
no. We need to have,
No, it's good. It's like it's called I think Don't Ruin This For Me. It's actually really good. I've listened to a couple episodes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's the premise?
They talk about movies from the 80s and then
they
like
give away
how they you grew up watching a movie and then it's like you go back and watch it and it's totally different. Like you base your whole life on the premise of this movie and you're like and then you go watch it again. Well, I mean, like theories, like you think like, oh, like Breakfast Club
Well, your
and you're like,
perce- oh, your
remember that?
perception- your
You go back
perception's
and watch
different.
it and you're like, yeah.
Oh, like
my God.
E.T. You think all aliens are nice and
Sort of.
No, it's like your
then you
perception.
watch Alien. and
Yeah,
it's-
your perception's different. So when you watch it when you're a kid versus an adult, it's not
yeah,
the same.
it's just how like well, and then also it when
like
you
going to
watch a
Disney
movie,
World.
like when you grow up on a movie, you think a certain way, and then you go back and watch that movie, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, but if you're a teenager or something watching a teenage type movie, then yeah, I mean that's a thing, right? But if you're, if you're like 40 and you watch a teenage movie now,
That's
you're
what's great
just like,
about
"This
their
shit's
podcast.
stupid."
Yeah, that's what they talk about. Though
Yeah.
they're like, it's so funny now to talk about it, but I used to think of it like this. But blah, blah, blah. Anyway,
Yeah, I totally
back
get
on
that.
vaginas.
No, no, off of vaginas,
Yeah.
Ted, off of vaginas.
I'm not
right?
talking about it,
Okay,
so.
let's put in. Yeah, let's put a nail in this coffin. Okay, Teddy, I'll let you go first. Last thoughts.
I thoroughly enjoyed this show in bits and pieces. Not the whole thing necessarily.
Sponsored by
Just certain parts.
Mickey's Malt Line.
I don't, you know, when I listen to a podcast like this, I only like the parts where I talked, and the parts where Matt and Mark talked were kind of dumb. Yeah, they were kind of.
I don't use the dumb. I use the word like tedious, uninteresting,
kind of lame.
forget-
silly,
Oh, this
stupid.
is what I said. This is the TED Talk. Part.
forgettable,
This is the TED
uninspiring.
Talk part.
That-
Oh, and thank you, Mickey's Big Mouth, for being our new sponsor.
So Teddy, your last thought is this show was okay. Yeah. Oh.
I thoroughly liked it
I thought you, yeah.
in a lukewarm.
Was it the best show ever? It was
You know.
mediocre. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what I
I mean,
expected.
I'll be back next week. It's not it's not a deal breaker.
Ted, I guess Mark and I'll decide on that shit. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Decision made.
Yeah. We could do Ralph's tips and just find a guy named Ralph. Yeah, that'd be fine by me.
Or we could do TED tips and just point to one of your pictures on the wall. And
yeah. Ted, tell us about this, and then we can just repeat that.
we'll just make voices.
Is that going to be Wreckham Ralph or Ralph Mouth?
Oh, you know what?
Do you know anybody named Ralph? Who's the person?
Yeah, I do.
I've
I
never
knew
knew-
somebody. Yeah,
have you ever known
I know
anyone-
two
No, you
guys named
didn't.
Ralph.
I've never met
No,
anybody
wait,
named
what?
Ralph.
You knew
Ralph?
somebody named Ralph.
I know somebody now named Ralph.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never known anybody named Ralph.
Wait,
We
hold on,
got to
hold on.
talk about people people we've never met in our life. Like I've never met a person named Johan or some shit like that. Right?
I think there was a Ralph in like 7th grade, and I think he left. I think
Was his name
for like
Ralph Macchio?
no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's named Ralph. Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio's name.
Ralph
is,
Melf.
Yeah.
from
Okay,
from
but-
Happy Days.
yeah. No, maybe one guy named Ralph. And it could have been Frank. Frank and Ralph, they kind of go together for me. All right, Ralph. Last
Richard, or may I call you Dick?
yeah. Mark, last thoughts on Ralph?
My last. I think that I should do the intro every week, Ted.
I'm for that.
I mean,
I'm good with that.
It's like he doesn't always do it anymore. He doesn't know about the sponsor. I mean, there's something going on with man.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's incompetent, but
he
I
may
think
not
you're-
be on the
you're-
show
you're-
much longer.
You're implying it. So,
That'd be
is
awesome.
Is this a coup? Is this a coup in the making?
Whoa.
No, that'd be really cool if you guys knocked on the door with 3 guys, right? It's like, hey, we're here, and it was like, you guys going down to the basement to do a show? No, we're not. We're just going down to your basement for like an hour and a half. Yeah, and you're gonna hear us talking and laughing, but yeah.
Do me a favor. Can you set everything up for us
yeah.
like we're doing the show? But
Could you press the start button for the show? But
no, Ted, we come down here with like a.
can I be on it? Yeah. Teddy can ring a bell, and I just bring down beers. Are you guys actually doing a show? No.
We got
No.
some 2 professional sound engineers down here.
Wow. Why do you guys dress so nice? Oh, we're rich now. Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
But we're not doing a show. We're totally not doing a show.
You didn't like our segment on vaginas and chess, so we have to do our own thing.
We have Yee lined up for this week, Mr. Yee.
Yeah. That would be
Formerly known as Kanye West.
that'd be so great if you just spent the entire show doing vaginas and chess, and it became like a worldwide phenomenon.
Elon Musk is our guest next week.
And I'm just upstairs. Hey, you guys done? Man, this guy, what a loser, man. God damn. You know what? We should probably kick him out of his house. Yeah, Let's just, you know what? Let's just take all the shit and go to my
Give it
house.
a
Yeah.
eviction notice. Eviction notice in your home.
I'm taking my shit and I'm leaving. Yeah. All right. That's your last thought? That's it?
Yeah, I thought I did a great job on the intro.
Oh, wow.
Just kudos to me.
You know what?
I don't give myself a lot of credit.
You should give
often,
yourself
you know?
more credit,
Sometimes
you know.
I
No,
do.
no.
I'm
Pat yourself on
yeah.
yourself on the back.
No, I want to live in the world you live in.
Oh man!
No,
All right.
no. Where your intros are,
You should.
entertaining.
It's like coaching. You should.
I like
build,
me, Matt.
Build up your teammates, not tear
And,
them down.
people like me.
You piece of shit. I'm going to do my college coach. You miserable piece of shit.
And catch the ball, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Why don't you-
Or I have to catch it for you.
You're a wide receiver, not a wide dropper. You piece of garbage.
That motivates me.
You know what? Here's the problem. Here's my last thought. I'm so weak that if you shit on me enough, I would just believe it. You're like, you're terrible. I'm like, yeah. I didn't even show up today. I'm really bad, man. I'm just gonna go home. And it was like, no, we need you to play. I'm like, no, you don't. I mean, I'm the worst player out here. You've told me that several times. Yeah,
Rope. They call him Mr. Roper. When the troubles arrive, you know he's a cool coper.
Wow, you just can't stop singing. I love that, man. All right, God damn. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it, and I do have some special guests lined up. I got some stuff coming up, so I'm pretty excited about this. Ted keeps just drawing circles. Yeah, that's
Those are. Oh,
no, I don't want to.
Never mind.
No, not interested. Yeah. So kind of keep it going. And once again, tell your friends, like us. Do all that social media stuff that people love to do so much, and keep listening. And we'll keep doing this.
Yeah.
Have a great time, man. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.